I'm sorry. We're gonna have to redo this because
no, this is
I
how we're
was
gonna
on
do
the
every
wrong
episode forward.
side. Oh wow. I don't even know what to do right
Flip
now.
it, spin it. Man,
What's
welcome.
up, guys and gals? Welcome to the 50th episode of Showboys. My name is Mike, and I'm joined by my illustrious co-host, Pixel Nick. I never know if I should just call you Nick or Pixel Nick, but yes, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited for this episode. I'm not going to show any sort of excitement. I'm just going to say I'm excited.
Nice. I see Hobbs has joined us too.
Hobbs is here. He's the real excitement.
Yeah.
He's going to hang out there in his illustrious bed zone area.
I feel like
amongst all the Star Wars paraphernalia.
Yeah, I see you've added some new stuff. I like it, especially the Chewbacca pillow.
Yeah, Grandma upholstered some pillows
Nice.
with some Star Wars imagery.
Is there one under your name tag there?
Yeah, I don't.
Just go full. Here, I'll put you full screen.
Yep, there we go.
Is it a stormtrooper?
Yep, it's a First Order trooper. Yep,
nice,
yep.
Nice. But yeah, so 50 episodes, man.
I know. You got like what, 50 magnets laying on your desk there?
Not 50, but there's quite a few. We'll get into that later. But you want to know what, though, real quick?
What's up?
We've had more than 50 episodes. Just throwing that out there.
Let's specifically narrow down. This is our 50th Thursday episode since we started. Yeah. So, right, we've put out a lot more than 50 episodes of stuff and things. Companion series, throw us way up there. Obviously the newscast, fun little bit we do on Monday. Yeah. But as far as the pilot main stage show here, 50 is our 50. Number.
And we're closing in on what, being like a year old?
Yeah, I was gonna do some homework, but I forgot, and I was gonna see what the date was. We
Don't worry, I got you. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah. It's near and dear. I think we're like 2 weeks away. Okay. It'll be our 52nd episode. Yeah, but we skipped a week.
You know July. What? First episode published August 31st.
Dang.
Yeah. So we're closing in 1 year as a podcast, which is pretty crazy. But first I want to say hi to Michael and Underfunded. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. And anyone else out there who's joining us, thank you. Welcome. Appreciate you tuning into the live stream. But yeah, so 50 episodes, 50 Thursday night episodes, kind of a milestone, if you will. So we kind of just wanted to have a fun episode where we kind of reflect on our journey as a podcast. As you know, I mean, we've been pals for longer than a year and longer than 50 episodes, but I feel like doing this podcast with you, we've become better pals.
We're business affiliates under the same LLC. Let's just say it like this.
And he hasn't tried to murder me yet, so I say doing well. So yeah, we wanted to just kind of reflect on where we've come from as a show and shed some light on some, places we want to go down the road as a show. And we wanted to also introduce you guys to some of the people who help us out behind the scenes that you might not have met before or know. All the people that actually make the show go.
We don't do this on our own.
No, definitely not. I mean, I literally just am a talking head and everyone else does all the important work. So we wanted to make sure that they get their recognition and time in the spotlight because they deserve it. We wouldn't be where we are today without those people. We're also going to be joined by some familiar faces, some other co-hosts and parts of the show. So that'll be fun. But before we get to that, BioCiv chimes in. He says, you all are right around the corner from a year. I know, dude, it's crazy. And then, do you see who's in the comments, Nick?
Yeah, he's here.
Timothy Bushman.
Timothy. Welcome, Timothy, from YouTube.
Yes. What is an elbow cough? Are you trying to be COVID conscious
Yes, sir.
at your house by yourself?
Yeah.
You
You
know?
don't want to cough on
That's right.
the graphics cards.
Yeah. Don't want to ruin that farm machine you got there. That's for sure. Thanks for joining us, guys. But yeah, we have an announcement. Actually, a few. So Nick mentioned these magnets here, which, magnets. We got some cool Showboys magnets here with a very cool and unique limited edition design. It's our what we call mosaic logo, which Aaron, you and Aaron made that, right?
Yeah, it's an adaptation of our original logo, and
Yeah, yeah.
essentially the waves that kind of emit out from the Showboys centerpiece. They have a mosaic of all the different kind of shows and stuff that we like and watch, movies, all that kind of stuff. So if you look really closely, you might see some things you like, some things that we like. It's a real fun
Definitely
piece.
things you've heard us talk about, that's
Oh
for
yeah,
sure. It seriously is like my favorite thing that you guys have come up with. I love it so much. But we slapped it on some magnets, and there's a whole pile of them here, and we're just gonna give them away
stacks.
during the show tonight. So yeah, those of you tuned into the live stream, yeah, you guys probably are gonna get a cool magnet. But you might also see some Funko Pops sitting next to me as usual. I have
Pops.
another one of these cool Moff Gideon
Uh
Funko
oh.
Pop t-shirt combos that our friend Underfunded Scientist won earlier in the year. We're going to be giving that away tonight. And then we also have this absolutely, well, I can't figure out how this camera works. Gorgeous. I'm trying to not get the glare so you can actually see the figure, but it's not working so well. Star Wars Rogue One Darth Vader Funko Pop. It's number 143 if you'd like to Google it. It is it's a very cool Darth Vader pop. But yeah, we'll be giving that away too. So yeah, we'll talk more about that later. But we do have an announcement. It's something everyone's been waiting for and asking for, if I do say so myself. And I'm just going to slap it up on the screen here. We are launching a Patreon page because that's exactly what everyone was asking us for. So speaking
Guys,
of
do you have a Showboys Patreon? No, we don't, but we are
yeah,
about to.
hey,
And
we
now we
do
do.
now. Yeah, no, so to keep up with our ridiculous company salary that we're building up with all these people that are helping us out behind the scenes and even Nick, it's getting hard for me to fund this show. So we set up this Patreon just as a way, if you guys feel like helping support the podcast. All joking aside, we do have to pay for a few things that we use. So any funds that would come in through Patreon or eventual merchandise sales would just go to, keep the show up and running. But we have a couple tiers here, and if you feel so inclined and want to check it out and sign up, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. But we have a couple tiers here. We have like a donation one, $1 a month. We have basic cable, $3 a month. There's a whole bunch of perks that you can go through. And some of them are pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully you guys check that out. But enough of that, because I'm not just, trying to get your money.
No.
No.
Got to pay the staff, though.
Do got to pay the staff. And I just had a baby, so I can't afford you guys anymore. So, but no, dude, I guess let's start out and just be like, how's doing the pod been for you, man?
For me,
Yeah.
it's been lots of fun. I mean, I just like to help you vent all the things that you want to say throughout the day, all in like 2 to 3 hours, like stream, 9 p.m. every Thursday. Just makes me so happy that I can help you out like that.
Well, thanks.
Um,
It's definitely also helped Becca out a ton because she doesn't have to hear me rant about all this stuff that she doesn't care about.
oh,
And Tim will let us know elbow cough is just a dab, but
Not. It's
we're
it's
both.
a little higher. Dabs are
we're
higher, man.
We're boomers. So
yeah,
I
we're
get that.
booming. Yeah,
Underfunded Scientist says, big hype to meet the amazing artist behind the Pixel Boys.
that's
I told
right.
you. I told you, man.
She's
She'll
here.
be
She's
here.
in the studio right now.
She is. He also says, I love the mosaic you guys made too. Yeah, Nick and Aaron crushed that. Underfunded says, super cozy shirt in regards to the Moff Gideon. Jordan Hoffey says, tears for fears. Yep, that's right. We got so many tears. Don't be afraid of them, though. And Underfunded said, we know babies are expensive. Those tiny butts are costly. Yeah.
That's the region that costs the most.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing this podcast with me. It really has been a lot of fun for me to just be able to jump on a stream and just chat like we were back in the office, except for not feel like self-conscious about getting in trouble for not working and just sitting in your office and talking for like 2 hours. But on top of that, the timing of the podcast also just so happened to work out really well with, I think we talked about it when we went on the Podcasters Collective for an interview. But just the fact that, since, we were in lockdown with COVID for such a long time, and, people rightfully so didn't really want to get together when it wasn't needed, to stay safe and healthy. This was a cool outlet to also to have some social interaction with people, and still like not, be afraid that you might give them COVID. So that's been really cool for me personally to do this with you. But I think also on top of that, some of the relationships we've made through the podcast with other podcasters or people that we've had on the show that I may have probably never met if we hadn't started a podcast. I've gained some pretty cool pals through this, and that's been super awesome for me, at least. I don't know about you, but
definitely the community and the people we've met, and obviously the little Showboys community we have here, particularly Discord, right? And even like rekindled friendships. I know you've gotten back in touch with a handful of people through this journey as well.
Yeah, some good, some bad. It's been really cool to get back with Chad. Really miss that guy. I'm kicking myself in the pants for bringing Jordan back into the mix, though.
Oh, that's like one of the pluses.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, definitely the people we've interviewed ever since you kind of made that initiative to start kind of try to get an interview every month, whether it's a other content creator, someone we know that just wants to talk a lot about a subject like we do. And obviously my occasional hot take. That's my other enjoyment. I like getting those hot takes out on the interwebs. I don't do it on social media anymore. So that's
what the podcast is for.
Yeah. Hot takes.
So we had a few more comments. Biosif says it'll be so funny if Underfunded wins Moff Gideon.
I had the same thought.
Yeah. So in all transparency, Nick tried to get me on the computer like an hour before the show went on so we could talk about how the show is going to go. And instead I got on at 8:30 and then played a game of Pokemon Unite while we were all sitting here, and didn't ask him about the show until like 8:57. So
rip.
We're going to have to figure out how we're going to give the pops away. I think basically everyone that's in chat right now, if you just DM Nick or I in our Discord, which maybe we should throw a link to Discord in the chat right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you're in chat right now, join our Discord if you aren't already. Send myself or Nick a DM, and we'll get your information and we'll mail out a magnet to you. And we'll figure out, as the show goes on, how we're going to give the pops away. But we're definitely giving them away. We want to get those out to you guys. But yeah, it would be hilarious if Underfunded won that. And then Underfunded brings up a great point. The podcast reunited us, me and him. We used to be old gaming pals, Slade and Dust nightly for a year or so. And then, the game died, and then we kind of lost touch. And then all of a sudden, he comes out of nowhere, and he's been hanging out ever since. And it's been super fun. We're gaming again. Miss
the
that
game
dude.
that shall not be named.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been named. And
Don't say it. Don't say it
but,
again.
yeah, dude, that's been awesome too. I'm so glad that we've been reconnected. Tim, he says, haha, the office comment hit hard. I was just sitting here doing some spreadsheeting and was like, dang, it's like I'm in Nick's office again.
Just sneaking in the side comments,
Yeah,
dabbing.
Lamau. And then, yeah, Rip Dust for sure, dude. Rip Dust. We
Bring
should
it
definitely
back.
pull one out. But yeah, while we're talking, since Rip came up and pouring one out came up, we do have to make another announcement. We haven't made this announcement yet on Discord, but one of the people who would have been here with us tonight, our chief moderator, the one and only Fortress Tiberius, aka Ryan, my dearest pal, he's
still alive, guys.
He's
still alive.
He's alive. He's not dead. But he is he's going to be stepping down from the chief moderator role in our Discord, which was big sad for me and Nick. Ryan did so much for us with our Discord. Like, what he did with our server is unbelievable. He would help us out with any of our dumb questions, which, trust me, I had like 1,000 and still do all the time. But drop of a hat, he would get it done for us and brought some really good ideas to the table. And just want to say from the bottom of my heart, Ryan, I love you. And I am so thankful for
I'm glad I said something.
Your contribution to the Discord and to Showboys. So let's thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
I doubled that. My favorite thing, because I could just at chief moderator.
Exactly.
No name associated, just at the role, and then he would just appear. Like,
nailed it. Like
just,
a genie.
Just appear at it like a genie and grant our wish.
So good. So good. He's so good. But yeah, we appreciate all you did to help us out with Discord. We wouldn't be where we are without you, buddy. So thank you so much. Yeah, dang, bro. I thought he was a goner. Well, I mean, he kind of is, but
So you had people.
Man, I thought we had a death. That was a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, it might as well be. I mean, I still see him twice a week, like in person, but the fact that he's not the chief mod anymore, it feels like something has died. But he'll still be around Discord. He's not leaving. He just doesn't have the time to help us out anymore. So with that being said, if anyone out there is particularly handy in Discord and has an interest in being a moderator, I know we've chatted with Underfunded about stepping into a moderator type role. But yeah, let us know, because we're looking for mods. Yep, crying face. Yeah. Well, rip the lad then. See, you guys get it. I really hope he listens to this episode and feels honored by our tribute. But let's be really, he's probably isn't listening to that episode.
Rude.
But yeah, so I'm looking at Discord right now and I'm not seeing any DMs, guys. I mean,
claim those Maggies.
There's a huge stack here. I want to get them off my desk and onto your refrigerators. But yeah, so what are some of the favorite people that you've met through the podcast here, Nick? Maybe guests we've had on the shows, or we've made appearances on other shows. Yeah, do you have any that kind of stick out?
I mean, as a general collective, definitely our close other podcast pals and friends. Obviously, Mick and Casey, those two dudes are great. Love hanging out with them. Our B Hero buddies. Mm-hmm. Hanging out in our Discord. They have their own little subsection in there. They're always doing their thing. They're always very active and busy. Their podcast is a good bit of entertainment. And I know you were on their 50th episode recently, and you had just a grand old time over there. You guys were just roasting each other.
Yeah, that was great. That was like, I was on the 50th episode, and then there was so much content from my time with them, which also involved Mick and Casey that we just previously mentioned. We all kind of recorded our thing at the same time. There was so much there that they put out. Their 51st episode was just the entire clip of us all recording that.
That was good. So good. But yeah, and then also a lot was just like our collective like friends, right? That we've kind of brought to the table here from our two different walks of life. And then we've leveraged them. They've helped out. They've contributed, and I just think that's been really cool and great to see. Just so many people have so many different skills or just things that they want to do, and they help out with the podcast in a lot of ways. Whether it's just kind of participating in chat or in Discord, or even directly helping out. Like we'll see a couple tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's just like you said earlier, the cohesion and the companionship, right? Digitally here.
Yeah.
Not hanging out in the office anymore. So
right.
Hanging out here with everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the whole help, all the help we get from our friends has been so cool because, well, first off, it's cool that you and I are able to have a vision for the podcast and like make it happen and create content together. Because for a long time I've wanted to do a podcast, but I haven't been able to find someone to help me do it and like be on the same page as me, like passion and drive wise to like continue on with things. But the fact, like, so not only do we have that, you and I, but then like the fact that our friends are coming alongside with us and like have bought into what we're doing enough to like contribute their time and effort it's like mind blowing. It's like, what? Why do people want to help us out? This is so cool. Like, I don't get it, but thank you guys so much. Because they do a ton of work for us, and it really like means the world to me, at least. I don't know about you because you're kind of a jerk sometimes, but
yeah,
to me, anytime like Bianca throws a piece of art up in Drive, I like a tear rolls down my cheek. I'm like, oh, bless her heart. Whenever Ryan would, well, no, not Ryan, but whenever Coty writes our, a newscast article right up for us, that literally makes me cry because I hated doing that so much. And the fact painful that he is like took that over is seriously the most amazing thing ever. But yeah, I would agree. Mick and Casey, so cool. I'm so glad that I met those guys. They're like two of the nicest people I've ever met. And Mick has been super helpful. Yeah. I like ask him podcasting questions all the time because him and Casey both are like longtime vets in podcasting, and they've done nothing but answer any question I've had and like help guide me when I've needed it, which I've needed it basically the entire time. So thanks, guys. Brian and Tom from Be Heroes, so cool. I'm so happy that they like asked to be a part of the Discord with us. What they've brought to the Discord has been amazing and super fun. But yeah, like the one thing I've learned out even beyond that, like the podcasting community as a whole is just really welcoming and supportive. It's like not competitive, which is really cool because I was not expecting that. But like, even though there's tons of indie podcasters out there, like we all want to help each other and we all want to like see each other grow and see each other put out good and entertaining content. And it's been a really cool little sub community to be a part of. Also, I didn't realize how many indie podcasters there are in Ohio, which there's like a bajillion, if you didn't know.
I mean, super early on, like you probably already knew about That's Strange, right? And before we started, or
yeah, That's Strange, big inspiration for me finally like asking you to do this, because I was like, this is gonna sound this is not meant in like a disrespectful way at all, but it's going to come across maybe a little disrespectful.
That's how half of everything I say comes across. So
exactly.
Don't worry.
And you call me rude all the time, so I'm just living up to it.
Yeah.
But no, I saw, I worked with Chad for a long time. I hung out with Alex for a while. He ended up marrying my sister's childhood best friend. And Ryan, I knew through the local music scene. But yeah, I heard, I saw a Facebook post from Alex saying they had a podcast and their first episode was out. I listened to it, listened to their second episode, and I was like, dang, this is really good. Also, I know these guys and I know they don't know what they're doing. And like if they can do this, like why am I not doing it? You know what I mean? Like I want to do this. Like if they can do it, like I should do it, you know? Like that probably sounds a little like I'm throwing shade or thinking like I'm being disrespectful, but they totally were like the drive to be like, you can do this too. Like, these guys, they're just regular dudes, just like you. Like, they can make really good content. Like, you can do this. So do it. Like, why quit making excuses, right? The only thing holding you back from doing what you want to do is yourself. That's kind of where I was going with that. But yeah, the dudes from That Strange, big inspiration to getting Showboys off the ground. But yes, they are from the same community as us. Fun fact, a neighbor down the street in the cul-de-sac, his full-time job literally is a podcaster. He's a podcaster for Dynasty Nerds. His name's Garrett. Shout out Garrett. Miss you. They just moved to Columbus. Rip. Pour one out for the Price family. But yeah, even someone in my own neighborhood, their full-time job is a podcaster. Crazy.
Goals.
Yes. Big goals. Underfunded says, that's always great to hear. I totally get it.
He gets you. He gets you, bro. You get me.
We're bros. So we're coming up close to having our first guests on, so we'll save the next question for after they come on. But anything real quick you want to get out before we bring them on, or you just want to bring them on?
Well, you need to kind of speak to how you feel about kind of landing in like the host, the driver role here on the podcast, right? I mean, we didn't come into that at all planning any of that, but you kind of found your seat there.
Yeah, that's been the funny part is we never talked about anything before we recorded our first episode. We're just like, you want to do a podcast? Yeah, sure. What do you want to do it on? I don't know, like movies and shows and stuff. Okay.
I think we're more concerned about like, how do we mix it and where do we upload it? Like the logistics of that, not necessarily like, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. We're just going to talk about whatever we usually talk about.
Yeah. It was funny how it just kind of naturally happened the way it happened. But honestly, it's really weird because I took a personality test for, I helped my good friend plant a church here in Plain Township, and all the people that were part of that process, we kind of like took a personality test just to like understand each other better, how to work with each other. And my personality, I'm an introvert.
Must make a great person to be a host of a podcast. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Someone who just likes to keep to himself, not really say much. Talks for like 3 hours straight.
Yet is the master of group texts.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. It feels really weird because I actually like hate public speaking and
psych.
Yeah, not typically a very like outgoing person. Tim gets it. He saw me in the office. I do not typically look like a pleasant and approachable person. He gets it. But yeah, the fact that I fell into this role somehow, it still blows my mind. And I'm just glad you guys let me do it because I have a ton of fun.
Tear it up.
I don't want to.
Enough of that. Talking. No one cares about you. Let's move on to why we're really here. And that's the highlight, our amazing help that we have out here on the podcast. And with the first two here. Obviously, we have the illustrious OG BB8, aka Bianca, one half of the art team, if I do say so myself, alongside my wife Erin, who refuses to come on, but she's likely watching and probably making a really mean face at me right now. But welcome, Bianca.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for coming on so much.
It's taken a while for you guys to talk me into coming on.
And it's not for a lack of trying.
I know.
It's been trying for a while.
I know. It's my bad.
No, you're good. You had to get the setup. You got the chair.
Yeah, I got my setup now. I'm good now.
You're official. You are official. You and Trash Can. You guys are going to the 50th episode forward. You guys will continuously play a bigger part in the show, boys. Yes. That is the hope and the dream here.
Right.
And alongside you here in this 30-minute spot, and we have one of the original three, right?
Yes.
Me, Mike, and Coty.
Shout out
Coty. Coty, welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys? Long time.
Long time.
So long, man. It just feels right.
Where's I hear your voice again.
Yeah.
I know. Well, yeah, you missed out on our last call. Mike and I had a chance to catch up. What? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's great. Wow. But you're just like, oh no, I'm good.
I saw Tim pop up there in the chat too.
Yeah.
He's right. Mike's a completely different person when you're in the office. You would think we've never talked to each other, weren't friends at all. Kind of walk up to him and he begrudgingly takes his headphones off and stares you down.
Hey, you got to get work done somehow. The best way I found is just look like a complete menacing jerk. Speaking of the scene snobs, and no, that made me sound like I was calling them a jerk, but we were actually talking about Casey and Mick. Casey joins us in the chat. He says, "Hooray, 50! Great job, y'all! Thank you, sir. I'm really glad that you made it." Underfunded, he says, "BB8, I love the pixel boys you made."
Thank you.
Yes. And he also says, I'm normally not even into pixel art, and you did an amazing job.
Thank you so much. I do what I can for the people.
For sure, dude.
Right.
The pixel art is seriously so awesome. Tim says, shout out Coty. There we go. And then Biosiv says, I agree with Underfunded. I messed with Mike about getting a pixel sieve one day. Well, hey, I'm just saying, you check out that Patreon page. There might be a little perk up in there somewhere.
Get yourself a pixel character of yourself.
There's a couple ways. That's one way. There's another secret way, but you have to be in the club.
Maybe have to be in the club. That might be a little foreshadowing. I don't know.
And I love the art for this episode because I guess we've never really showcased the quantity of pixel art you've produced for the podcast up to this point.
There's actually more,
Yeah.
Outside
in the archives.
Right. In the archives, there's more. But
so I'm gonna, for just a brief few seconds, take all of us off the screen so people can see the background. If you saw our social media post earlier today, you've seen it, but just take a little gander here. Oh yeah, it's a thing of beauty. But yeah, so first off, Bianca.
Yes.
Why the heck have you decided to help us out with art in your precious free time?
Precious.
Well, Nick and I have been really good friends for years. I mean, he's one of my best buddies, and Erin is his wife, and my best friend is also a graphic designer, and we both have some skill sets that I thought, could help you guys kind of launch into what it is that you're wanting to do with your podcast. And I just wanted to support my friend, so I try to do that when I have some spare time to make some things. But y'all know I'm super busy teaching and whatnot. I am a teacher, but during planning periods, I've caught myself making, YouTube thumbnails and Instagram art and not writing lesson plans, but it's okay.
Yeah, like a responsible adult.
Right.
No, so much more fun, I imagine, than lesson plans, anyways.
I would imagine, for sure. You know what you should do? You should outsource your showboys work as lessons.
Actually, I did when I was making all of the pixel art for Showboys when we first started it. I had just taught a pixel art sprite lesson to my 6th through 8th graders, and they made animated sprites.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, we actually looked at the history of 8-bit and 16-bit video game design, and they got to make their own sprites that animated. So
dang, that could actually be an entire episode. That would be so fun to talk about that stuff.
I would love to teach a lesson on Showboys.
Dude, that would be so cool.
Miss Burwell.
we appreciate all that you do for us, for sure. So you make all of our thumbnails for the most part. I think Aaron does the companion series thumbnails. Nick and Aaron do. And Bianca, you guys kind of like divvy up the logo work. And Bianca's actually been doing our social media this summer. So thank you for that, because boy, I am not good at that. So no you make
for an introvert, like you're rather well.
Yeah, dude, it's just something about, introverts like doing these things that we shouldn't be doing. We appreciate it.
No problem.
And then Coty, my man, dude. Man, it's just I'm not even gonna beat around the bush. It just hasn't been the same without you, bud. I feel like
appreciate that.
Ever since it went down to me and Nick, I've been having to do a lot of heavy lifting, and
it sounds like you've been killing it regardless.
I don't know about that.
To kind of thrust you into the role you were intended to be in.
Yeah, I guess it's all thanks to you.
Could have been Coty.
It should have been. Should have been Coty.
No, you're the host. We're all just here to help you channel your energy and your thoughts.
You make me feel like the most narcissistic person ever. It's the whole reason Showboys exist, is to just satisfy my needs.
Yeah, 2 days from now, I'm going to say somewhere in like Discord or something about how narcissistic and like full of himself Mike is.
Yeah. The entire reason we're doing this episode is just to make me feel good about all the stuff that we've done. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Coty, do you wanna maybe speak on what made you interested in starting the show with us and being on this while you were able to, before life kind of spiraled out of control in terms of like your busyness?
Yeah, I mean, it was always spiraling. You guys, obviously worked at the same place, so you know what's up. And then 2020 happened, and that got pretty crazy there for a while. But simple answer was pretty much, you. I guess your kind of love of it and want to do it inspired everybody else to kind of jump aboard. At least that's initially what got me excited. And I know we bonded over the shows and the movies that we're into, so it was kind of a natural progression of that anyway. But I think you kind of telling me you're, plan or want to always do that, it's just like, yeah, that sounds sweet. I want to do it because you want to do it.
I'm going to need tissue.
Mike's infectious, ability to hype things up.
I will say, I am a pretty good hype guy. When I get into something, I tell the world. That's when I become.
You crush it.
That's when I become the world's biggest extrovert.
I mean, half the good movies and terrible movies.
No, oh my gosh, here we go.
I was going to say half the good movies and half the terrible movies I've ever watched is because you hyped it up to the point that I had to see it.
Yeah, that's what's up. But no, thanks. That means a lot, though, Coty. And so if anyone hasn't caught the backstory of the Showboys, Nick, Coty, and myself, we all work. Coty used to work for our company. He's since moved on to bigger and better things.
Hey,
but we all
just different.
We all work together, and Coty and I actually kind of became friends on this one crazy project that we had at work, where we basically drove an hour and a half, roughly, maybe closer to an hour, to a courthouse every single day for like 4 months straight. So getting, good 2 hours, 2.5 hours, car ride each day to just talk about stuff. A lot of what we talked about ended up being stuff we were watching. So, that project was really fun, and it was super fun to get to know you and Tim, who's in the chat lurking. That's kind of where I met Tim.
Shout out Tim.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, it was again, I've wanted to have a podcast for probably like 2 or 3 years before we started this. And just the fact that like when I was talking with Nick and with you, Coty, about doing it, and then you guys were like, yeah, let's do it. I was just like, what? Someone wants to do this with me? This is awesome.
I have friends.
Yeah. But it was, totally understandable that you had to like step aside there for that time. But man, it made me sad because it was like a piece of the boys. It's missing. But the last couple months, probably, I forget exactly how long you've been doing it, but you have been helping us out so much by writing up our newscast script for our newscast show that happens every other Monday. Yeah. Thank you so much for doing that for us.
That's a huge help.
You have no idea.
That was our Monday panic all the time.
Hey, no problem. Gave me a chance to kind of ease back into it without fully biting off more than I could chew. And, one of these days, because I've, listened to him now and try to, pick up stuff like, okay, maybe write about a little bit more, a little bit less, or talk about something, or maybe add my own kind of voice to it here, maybe take it out there and let Nick kind of, run with it, do his own thing. But one of these times I'm going to throw something in there and just let you guys read it live and see what kind of reaction we can get. Wait, Nick, I'll be 18 lines honest. Into nod off and just kind of read straight through my line.
Yeah, I mean, half of those, lately, because we found the groove there, I don't even read them. And then there's even times where I don't even read the article and I pick it and it's just like, oh, this is what this is about. So it's like all news to me. And I'm like generally like,
Dude.
wow.
Yeah. So spoiler alert, for a show that we do, we know nothing about what we're doing. Much like our regular show, honestly. For me, exactly like Nick, I stumble across articles with great headlines about subject matters that I would find enjoyable, and I throw them onto a spreadsheet. Most of the time, like Nick, I don't read the article. I just throw it on there because I'm like, oh, DC news. Sounds like something good. I'd like.
Star Wars.
Throw it on there. And then before Coty started writing with us, obviously I would read the article and do my little write up on it so I could, know what to say when it got to my turn in the show. But since Coty's been writing for us, I haven't read any of the articles and I don't read the write ups until we're live. So you could totally anchorman me like so hard. And you have gotten me and Nick, I think, with a few like tongue twisters where it basically sounds like we're having a stroke.
Yeah, I heard you read that. I'm like, well, that was unintentional. I love how that worked out.
Yeah. I mean, I already struggle with reading, but you've made it much more difficult to do.
Do you get your news that way, Coty?
Which way? Through you guys?
Yeah, by writing those articles.
Yeah, I actually learn a lot because while our interests overlap to some degree, there's certainly a degree to which I don't read any of that normally if it wasn't for that. Right. Mostly looking at Mike's stuff, to be honest. But
no one
that's how. Yeah, because it's the green and orange highlight, right? Nick and Mike. Well, guess what? I know exactly whose is who by the topic within like half a second. Oh, gaming news. That's Nick. Oh, DC 8 for the 8th time this episode. Yeah, it's like
DC. Oh, Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even bother adding Star Wars articles anymore because I know Nick's gonna find them all. But yeah, thanks so much for what you do. And one thing before we have some comments we need to get through, and want to get back to Bianca a little bit. But one thing that I really appreciated, I still do appreciate it because it still is the case with Nick and I, but it was really cool having that third perspective in. But like you said, we all have like overlapping interests and similarities and things that we watch and play, but we were also so like different enough that whenever we would come together, like in particular, our top 3 on the big 3 streaming service episode, like the shows that you guys both recommended, I have never watched. So that was like, 18 new shows really for me to watch. And like, I don't know if any of, maybe one or two of mine were on one or two of your lists, right? So like, I don't know, there was just like 3 different perspectives on genres and like styles of shows or movies, and it was super cool, probably for the listener, but more so for me, because I was just like, oh wow, I never would have thought to watch that, but they're recommending it, so I better add it to the list, and maybe I'll get to it in like a year or two.
Well, I appreciate it. You at least put it on the list. That's probably more than I would expect.
Bottom of the pile.
Hey,
yeah, exactly.
I get through it. Jordan, if you're still watching, I still haven't finished season 1 of Stargirl, but I'm almost through it, and I have started it, so that should mean something. But yeah, I just want to throw that little ditty out there. So Underfunded says, do you make pixel art with a sprite? And I think he meant this. If that
no,
is that a word?
Yeah, it's a website.
Oh, okay.
For creating pixel, art or sprites. And I'm familiar with the website, but I actually create the pixel art characters on a website called piscoapp.com. It's the same website that I teach to my kids. It's just super easy to use, and you're able to download the artwork really easily, and it stores locally. So it's actually a pretty cool little side project that this one-man show is running in terms of like a website. It's just like
That's
him
cool.
and it's really cool. So it's supporting this guy who's just running this website on his own, but I am familiar with Sprite as well.
Nice. Yeah, so he was on a couple episodes ago, and he developed his own video game, which is really cool. And he makes all of, obviously, the art assets and stuff. I think he uses Blender for like almost everything. But yeah, great question. He also says, bro, you are good at rallying the troops. Thank you. Appreciate that. Tim Bushman, he says, you should have seen Mike when we were hitting dingers on the softball field. Dude's wild.
Dangers.
Yeah, what can I say? Just drop dingers all day long. Gang. That's right.
Yeah,
Underfunded says, every episode you guys recommend something I've never heard of. That's great, actually, because, I think that's something that at least I take pride in with us is, we're not really talking about the same stuff that everyone else is talking about. Like, who needs to hear about The Office more? Everyone's heard about The Office, right? I mean, I want you guys to hear about some weird, obscure YouTube channel called Dad, because you guys need dad feels in your life.
Everybody needs that.
Exactly. And then, thank you guys so much for the comment section. Has been great so far this episode. If you have any other questions for anyone who's on, like, please feel free to throw them in chat and we'll try to get to them for sure. But so I hate to make it awkward, but I'm going to make it awkward. Bianca,
yeah.
Is there a particular episode of ours that you found most enjoyable or thought the topic was fun or interesting? Or
my favorite episode, I think, just because of how much feedback there was, mostly in the Discord, that you guys were able to bring to the podcast, was the top 5 video games. You guys took a lot of different information and perspectives from a whole variety of people. It was really cool to hear why people liked certain games. And it was fun to also kind of like defend why I liked the games that I liked. And but I really did like that episode a lot. Was the top 5 favorite games.
That was a big episode.
That was super fun. And you bring up another great point, like the discourse that we've had with our little community in Discord has been so fun. That episode, you're right, there was so much interaction going on. Everyone wanted their top 5 list on the show, which I totally get, and it was super fun. I love being able to read your comments on the show, and it usually provides us with a lot of stuff to talk about. So you kind of feel the same about that, right, Nick?
Yeah, for sure. And even like the one episode where we filled the entire episode with Discord comments.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was like just pure. We didn't even have to say anything. We were just talking about what they were talking about.
Yeah, just read their comments, and then it was fantastic. It was like 2.5 hour show,
which is we consider good, I guess. But I mean, I guess that's our goal, is to make like a 5-hour episode all the time. I don't know what the point. I don't know why we do that, but it's just how it turns out.
Yeah, but here's the thing about podcasts. You don't have to consume it all in one go. I mean, we got a week between episodes. That's 7 days. You just 20 minutes a day, maybe.
Easy.
Or so. Yeah. So those of you who don't like long podcasts, you have no excuse now. What about you, Cody? Do you have any that pop up in mind?
Easy. First episode.
Oh, the pilot.
The pilot.
You can't beat the original. And there's no episode 50 without episode 1.
That's right.
That's true. What did we even talk about? I got to pull it up here.
We talked about way too much for way too long. None of it was particularly coherent, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my show notes.
The show notes
for that.
Well, you would have your show notes, not necessarily ours.
We just talked about it was literally
what we're watching. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. Wow, I had a lot on here.
Wow.
Yeah, you had like full outlines.
You guys remember this little show called Mr. Robot? No, I'm just kidding. Briar Patch. Do you watch Briar Patch, Cody?
Hey, like you said earlier, it's on the list. It might be closer to the bottom, but it's there.
You know what else was on here, Cody? Homecoming. What a great show.
Oh, that was a great show.
Great show. All right. Well.
You're just thinking about that episode now? You're like completely lost?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just
the first episode. And this is something I always bring up the mic. I was like, we can't go ever too far from that original concept. Just like kind of Cody said, like that was, that's his favorite for a reason. Can't have the 50 without the first. And that was really the premise of the podcast at the time. So for a little time capsule for everyone, go back and listen to that first episode and see where it all started.
So I don't know, maybe I'll throw this out there to you guys. So this is kind of like not only a celebration, but also a focus group. Like, I mean, so ever since the first episode, we've had, our what's watchings, right? Our general episodes where we're just kind of chatting, hanging out. But we've also gone into some hyper specific topics too on weeks. Like I don't know, what do you guys like the most? Like, do you like the ones that are more laid back and general and we're just kind of hanging out and chatting? Or do you like the ones that are like focused on a topic that, well, we always stray from, but generally come back and hone in on?
Are you asking us?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like the ones where we get a lot of participation on the Discord, those are the most like, I don't know, rich episodes. I feel like we get so many different opinions and perspectives, and I've learned, I had no idea what control was until, I got to watch Chad talk about it, and I loved it. I downloaded it, and now I love the game.
Dude, it's such a good game.
It's so good. And it's just, when we have a lot of people interacting with each other, I think that's kind of like what the podcast is all about, is just talking about the things that you're interested in and, talking with other people who are really excited about what you're excited about and nerding out with other people about those things. So the episodes, where we have a lot of people participating in those conversations, I think they're really meaningful, and I think they're beneficial to everybody that's involved.
Yeah, it's a great answer. It's very educated, almost like teacher-like answer.
Oh, thanks.
There.
And that's a Bianca staple too for her Discord replies. They are always like top notch.
So good.
Stop.
She's got so many Discord awards, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I might be leading in the Discord awards.
You know what? I wish we had a chief moderator to check out the leaderboard. Because there is a leaderboard. We could totally check out who has the most. But I don't know how to do it. And our chief moderator, he's left me. But I don't know.
But to kind of answer your question, I guess,
sure.
I do think it's important to get that conversation going, having kind of like a guided topic. I think is good.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any opinion on the matter, Cody?
I was going to go in the complete opposite direction, but I like her answers so much that I'm afraid to even go against that.
No, you have your own answers too.
I feel like a debate moderator. This is great.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I agree. She made some great points. I do kind of like a little bit more laid back and freestyle ones, only because I think that's kind of the classic for me. That's kind of where we started, was while Mike had an outline, and I think Nick maybe as well, kind of freestyled it in there. Just like, all right, here's 3 things I want to talk about. Let's just get to them in whatever order, throw them out there. And we just kind of sat there and talked to each other, and that kind of became the podcast for me. It was just kind of us just like chatting and chilling.
Yeah. Those so natural segues that we have that just work out too well. It's almost like they're planned, but they're not, I swear.
Yeah.
They really aren't ever.
And to be fair, yeah, we just all need to harmonize there. My outlines literally are like, they make fun of me for being detailed, but it's just like, talk about The Last of Us, then make sure you do listener comments. Because if you listen to the show, there's a lot of times where Nick and I are like, oh, what's that guy's name that, we're talking about like the entire episode about like King Kong, and we don't even know any of the actors or actresses' names that are in this movie. Yeah, the outlines definitely could be more detailed for me, so I know what I'm talking about.
I think that kind of makes you more personable, though, because like the average person can like a movie and want to talk about it and not know everybody that's involved in the movie. Like,
right.
I would prefer that. It's high stakes when you're asking people to memorize the names of people that,
right.
Like, you'll love this podcast.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
The guy that looks like the guy.
Yeah,
that one
got
guy.
The hair.
He was in that other movie we really liked.
Yeah, with teeth and but yeah, I think I'll ask Nick the same question here in a second, but I think yeah, as far as like scripted versus unscripted, like we have a scripted show, the newscast, right? But like our Thursday night shows are just us hanging out in this little, virtual room,
this box,
talking, and that's been so fun. And I think that's what makes it enjoyable for me to do, at least, is like we have a very loose idea of where the show is going to go, but then wherever it goes, it goes. However long it takes to get there is however long the episode takes. And it's turned into some like really cool conversations with Nick and Coty and now Bianca, and like the random guests that we've had on, people that we know and are friends with, or complete strangers that we've met for the first time being on the show that night, right? So it's been, I don't know, just super fun. And side note, my wife has noticed that since doing the podcast, I've gotten better at being a conversationalist and like natural conversation with people, because again, I'm a pretty extreme introvert. So like this is like good social skills practice for Mike. She's not so embarrassed to take me out in public anymore, guys.
That's awesome.
Aww.
Oh,
good for you.
Yeah, yay. But Nick, I think I kind of know your answer, but what do you like? What's your preference between like pointed topic or laid back, chill, general type?
Yeah, so basically you're saying topic or freestyle, as Coty kind of put it.
So like what's control versus what's watching?
Yeah. So my favorite, I think, are themed. I'll go right in the middle. Themed ones where
Good
we
answer.
have
Howard.
Yeah, where we have a theme that we're following. We freestyle, but we also address that topic in a very freestyle form. Those are my favorite, really. Of the two ends there. I'm always in the middle. I'm the balance.
Extreme centrist Nick.
Yes.
Yes.
But
extreme centrist or die.
That's right. That's been my favorite thing ever from a mockumentary. I forget what's that?
It's
called?
the
again. There we go.
The
See,
social,
that's
the social
not
dilemma.
knowing anything that you're talking about.
Is it social dilemma?
Social dilemma on Netflix. Extreme centrist,
just rioting and burning everything down.
But yeah, it is now 10 o'clock and we have some guests in the queue here. So We're gonna have to say goodbye to Coty and Bianca. Bianca has to be at school in the morning, so she needs to go to bed.
Mold the minds of the adolescents. So.
Boo to waking up. Good to molding
early.
Adolescent minds.
Yes, your next art project should be a new Showboys logo, and then when all of your students are like,
I got a folder.
What is
of logos,
Showboys?
Actually, so there's a bunch designed right now already.
Yes. But yeah, thank you for popping on, Bianca, and making your first appearance on the show. We appreciate it. You'll have to come back for sure. And Coty, thank you for coming out of podcast hibernation to join us tonight and celebrate 50 episodes of Showboys.
Yeah,
thanks
absolutely.
For having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And luckily, I will not be molding adolescent minds in the morning, so we can all
for you, man. Honestly.
Rest better knowing that.
Thank the Lord.
Honestly.
For sure. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I'm gonna drop you out of here. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Oh, I almost dropped Nick out, which some would say
intentional.
Not the worst.
Intentional.
Did you see what Michael Janis said here? But first, Underfunded said, "Bye, Coty, and bye, BB8. Amazing. You teach students pixel art. Keep up the great work."
Heck yeah. She gave thumbs up from behind the studio.
Yeah.
In the green room.
And then Michael says, "Depends on the topic," which again, very valid answer. Because I feel the same way. Some of our topics are really fun to have like a specific episode on, and then some of them, as we're doing them, I'm like, oh, this probably could have been a little better.
Yeah. Well,
but yes, guess we have other guests in here, huh? Let's bring them on. You know them.
Wow.
You'll love them.
Whoa. Who invited these guys?
The fellow co-hosts of some Showboys,
episodes,
shows and segments and whatnot. Chadwick the Third and Jordan, how are you guys doing tonight?
Good. How you guys doing?
Not bad. Not bad.
Fantastic. Been hanging out here for the past hour. Where you been?
I kind of had this on in the background for the past hour.
Oh, how nice!
What a guy.
What about you, Chad? Have you been watching or no?
I watched a little bit upstairs, and then I had to get the boys off to bed, and then I came down here and I was watching from behind the curtain.
You guys are playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Not yet. 2 hours. 2 hours.
Ghost of Sashimi.
We've got Chad for 2 hours. We've got Chad for 2 hours.
What is this? The 7th time you bought that game?
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of.
$500 later.
It's the second. Yeah, it's the second time I bought it.
Why? What happens?
He loves it.
So they're coming out with like a director's cut with a DLC pack added in that adds a whole new island and everything. But I kind of went over the story. I don't want to do it again on the 5th episode because I feel like I talk about it every episode. But they changed something in the game that I specifically asked for and then called me out for it. So I bought the game. So I bought the game at full price. To thank them for changing this minute thing.
Very short version of the story. They do not let you remove the arrow quiver from your samurai's back. It really made Chad mad, so he created a Twitter account and tweeted them for
2 months,
an ungodly amount of time every single day,
every day,
harassing them to remove it. Then they banned him, and then they finally changed it, and they're like, "Hey, to that dude on Twitter who's been asking us to do this every single day, we finally made it an option to remove it."
Did they say dude or really annoying person?
So they said to the yeah. I mean, I think that's probably what they were thinking, because even if I go back and read them now, I'm like, my gosh, I was being so annoying, but it worked. So I got my goal was accomplished.
Yeah,
but
to that girl who needs the back bling taken off.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good for you. Fight the machine.
Vindication.
Yes. Yeah.
Biosiv says, "There's my dude. Hi, Chad." By the way, since Biosiv's on screen here, he was the inspiration behind our Control episode because he was streaming it the week or two before we
did
that podcast episode, and I watched him play through it, and it was delightful.
And that might arguably be the episode you were talking about that could have went a little bit better.
Yeah, if maybe me and Nick actually played the game that we were talking about.
Such a confusing game to start out with, and then 2 of the 3 people did not complete it.
Yeah.
But I beat it twice and still didn't understand it. So
yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, that was the caveat at the end. That saved us.
Right.
But I mean, there's so much to talk about that game, though, still, without even knowing anything about the story or caring.
It's really not even about the story. Yeah, it's not even really about the story.
Which game?
It's called Control.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. You probably like it. Underfunded sums up our feelings here for Chad. He's not the hero we asked for, but the hero we needed. So true. And speaking of Chad, I ran into your fellow podcaster Alex today while I was picking my daughter up from school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're actually in the same class.
Same class. Oh, that's
cool. We were standing next to each other in the pickup line.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. So Jordan, he's been on the show several times. Mostly we like to keep him around for our holiday episodes, but he did do a companion series with me.
It's been two out of how many? It's no matter what. Yeah, I'm still wearing like an elf hat every time.
I'm surprised the Christmas tree's not up right now.
I think I see it. There's something back there.
Yeah, what is that?
Not a Christmas tree.
It's a dark figure just moving.
It's the broken neck lady.
It's coming. That's the season. It's upon us.
It is very soon.
Exciting.
A resident Halloween and Christmas expert, because those things go together.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Resident comic book expert, resident master debater. I did not think that one through. Resident financial advisor, Jordan.
Absolutely not that.
We're going to jail for everything. Everything. Indecent exposure, money embezzlement.
Yes.
But Casey wants you to run for president. So you're hitting all the marks there.
Well, hey.
It's exactly it's all the perfect marks of a politician, right? You're right.
In Casey's defense, if you listened to the Joker debate tournament on the Be Hero Fights podcast,
but they called Jared.
Yeah, I know they called you Jared.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
Casey kept calling me Jared.
If you listen to the episodes Jordan was on for this Joker tournament, the fact that he got Jared Leto to the finals, definitely in my mind means that he could definitely win the presidency. He's that convincing.
True.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, thanks for joining us. And then Chad, you guys all know he's on basically every week now. But he's our special co-host of our What's Playing series, our video game expert, and fellow podcaster with That's Strange. Welcome. Thank you for jumping on again. Here's a good platform for you, Jordan. Get naked and rich. Actually, sounds right up your alley.
Got naked, got rich.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, we just wanted to have you guys on. To kind of thank you for we've been talking about the entire episode so far, for helping us out, sacrificing your time and creative energy to, do shows with us and help us think of content. Chad, having you on our What's Playing episodes has been a treat, to say the least.
Treat.
Because, Nick and I, we like to play games, but you live, breathe,
games.
Right.
You have game osmosis at night, you sleep on your game cases under your pillow, so the
when you 100% every game at least twice. I mean,
right. Yeah. Yes. I mean, I agree with your breakdown wholeheartedly.
But yeah, having you on our What's Playing episodes has been a blast, and just the knowledge and passion you bring for gaming to the show has been super fun, and have kind of caused Nick and I to talk about some things we probably wouldn't have talked about before, and I would say play things that we haven't played before, but we all know I play one game.
Right.
And
right.
It's
we tried.
It's switched from League of Legends though, so that's
good. That's true.
But it's just switched to
just one needle
Pokemon
to the next
version of League of Legends.
Right.
How much progress was really made? I mean,
I'm worried at how much Pokemon content is coming out for you, because They need to slow down.
Slow the roll, but
there's gonna be tons of 90s children just ODing on Pokemon.
Right.
Yeah,
losing their families, going
We
bankrupt.
need another round of stimmy checks for me to keep on pace with all this Pokemon stuff.
But Mike, real quick, in that game,
what?
is Geodude a playable character?
Oh, he needs to be. Because, like, dude, I'm telling you. Dude, because they evolve, right, as you level up. And so, like, Golem just having a sick rollout move where he just rolls down the lane and knocks everyone up. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that was actually an evolution that never made a whole lot of sense to me. Like the Geodude to Golem.
Yeah, well, how does Graveler get, like, 4 arms, I think?
That's fair. And, like, where there should at least be, like, a part in between where Geodude, he should have a second evolution before Golem.
He does Graveler. He goes.
Oh my god! You just said that. For some reason, I was putting that the Onyx. I was putting the Onyx. Actually, honestly, let's be honest. No one cares about Graveler.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. Yeah, be honest with me. Yeah, no one cares about Graveler. Obviously,
that's so true. He's the redheaded stepchild of the Geodude evolution family. Mm-hmm. But if you can, I blow your mind for a second here?
Please do.
Okay. Well, it's not going to be that great because I don't remember the actual name of this version of Geodude, but there's like so in Pokemon Unite, there's like Alolan Ninetales, which is a different version of Ninetales.
Okay.
Apparently, in one of the generations, some of the Pokemons kind of like switch their typings up. So this version of Ninetales is actually like an ice type and not a fire type. So there's a version of Geodude where he's ground and electric.
What?
Yeah, I have him in Pokemon Go. It's
I do
weird.
too.
I forget. Maybe it's Galarian Ninetales or Geodude. I don't remember.
And despite what I just said about Graveler, the first 150, the 151, obviously Mewtwo, those are the ones that I remember the most about. Beyond there, I just completely checked out beyond there. It's like what, like 500, 600 now?
No, there's like 900 now.
Jesus,
and that's not a joke. Yeah. I'm being dead serious.
There's literally a trash can one, right?
Yeah. There's a garbage one, and then I got a Switch recently, and I bought Pokemon Shield, and I caught a literal like vanilla ice cream, and it's called like Vanillite or something. And I'm like, okay, I've lost all hope in like these future generations of Pokemon games. Yeah. I'm literally catching vanilla ice cream.
They're running out of ideas, man. There's 900 of them.
So how many elements are there then? Like, is there like a dairy element?
Dairy.
I mean, there is an ice type, so maybe it would just be considered ice.
Yeah, right? I guess so. So ice isn't water anymore?
Ice and water.
There's water. There's ice.
I'm saying like ice. Okay, you know what?
Like ice.
Yeah, I'm the crazy one. I'm the crazy one. Yeah.
This is probably a good topic for an episode.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Here, I'm going to share my screen real quick, just so
that I will opt out of,
just so you can know that I am not crazy. Well, I am crazy, but this is.
My god!
The Pokemon I caught. It's literally it's called Vanillite, and it's a Vanillite cone.
They're not even trying with the names anymore.
I know. And the garbage guy, I think, is named like Garbodor or something like that. I don't want you guys to see my search history. Get this off the screen. Anyways,
all the rude things Jordan was saying in the DM there.
So Casey, he cares about Graveler. Some people pay extra for that. I'm not sure what he is talking about. I'm just gonna go with the mind-blowing.
I'm gonna go with the Vanillite.
Sounds like Pokemon is dead to me. The newer gens, not a huge fan of. Dude, there is a cow. Yeah, there was a cow back in Gold and Silver, Miltank. Come on, bro.
I mean, Taurus isn't Taurus one of them as well?
He's a bull.
It's a bull, but come on.
3-tailed bull. Come on.
That makes sense though. Those are out in the wild.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
See,
I'm okay with that.
Once you get up to like Gen 3, that's when they like after Gen 3 they start getting all crazy.
Yeah, there's ones that confuse me and go. I'm like, huh?
Taurus's girlfriend began the dairy element, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, as much as I'd love to talk about Pokemon,
15 minutes later.
Yeah, so we've already killed half of your guys' segment.
That's what we're doing.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll start off with Chad because Jordan's drinking right now, being a rude guest. And dang it, I was so close.
No.
Chad, like what made you want to like come and be a part of Showboys? Because I know you're a family man, you got children, you got a gerb, and you got another podcast. Like, what made you
You
be
play
like,
every game twice?
Yeah, you play. I don't even know how you do that, but you do that.
Sleep?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do sleep. What made me? I mean, it's very simple. What made me want to join you guys is I thought that our chemistry was really good. That includes you too, Mike, of course. And
this is a dating show.
You're
right?
talking about yeah. You're talking about games, and it's really that simple. So that is initially what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to talk about games. I mean, it's very clear that I have one deep passion in this life, and it's games. So once I think the first episode, the first episode I was with you guys. I think I was with That's Strange. We did like an ARG episode, right?
Correct.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of picked up on the chemistry thing a little bit during that, and then the first, I don't remember, was it Gaming Goals? I think might have been the first episode. First gaming episode.
Could be.
Once I just got to talking about games, it was like really a no-brainer. And then you approached me to join you, and you were like, take some time to make the decision. And I almost immediately texted yes before you even finished the text bubble. So it was really a no-brainer. I want to talk about games, and I think we do a pretty decent job. So
yeah, it's been super fun for sure. We definitely love talking about games, but I was afraid. Well, like everything that happens on to this or with our show, like completely just happens by chance and organically. We had no immediate plans to having like a video game episode every month. We just we did an episode talking about New World. That was our first gaming episode because Nick and I were really interested in New World and got invited to like their preview weekend or week or whatever. Played it, and then we're like, we should talk about this because that was really fun. So we did. And then like a month later, we're just like, hey, let's talk about this gaming thing. And so we did. And then we were like, maybe we should start planning out our episodes so we know what we're going to talk about like before 2 hours before the show starts. So we started doing that, and then it just so happened like 2 more times where we had one video game a month, and we're like, hey, we should just make this thing. It's already a thing. Let's just make it a thing. But we quickly realized that like I only play one game, so I don't really know what kind of video game topics you're going to get out of me. And it just made a lot of sense to ask someone whose entire life is consuming a wide variety of games. And it's been such a blast because you knock it out of the park.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that even though you guys play one game at a time or whatever, you guys have like a deep understanding of gaming. So it's not, that makes the conversations much easier. If I was talking to like somebody who had no idea what I was talking about, it'd be a little bit more difficult. But it's easier for me to be, off a script per se and off with this topic because it's just in my head. I don't really need to write anything down.
It's second nature to you.
Yeah, it really is. So it's kind of freeing in that way that I'm not tied to any kind of script, and I really know everything we're probably going to talk about. So that's all I got.
Nice. And then Jordan, I guess like same question to you. Like, why?
Why are you here?
Also, before you answer, can I just make one observation to those of you who are not watching the video stream? Jordan has taken a drink out of like 4 different beverages and or cups. And so I just noticed that while Chad was talking, and I'm like, what is going on?
2. One as he's holding 2 up.
I held 2 up and said 1. That's great. Yeah.
And he's our financial advisor.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So why am I here? Sum it up into one word, it would be sabotage.
Look, just like a politician would.
Right.
No, so the first episode we did was Halloween, right?
Yeah,
it was Halloween. Hill House.
We talked about Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah,
and then you scared the crap out of me talking about real horror stories.
Yeah,
I was afraid of that void right there.
Yeah. So, really tickling it.
Yeah.
Like it was a unique episode. It was kind of fun. We got to talk about some of the myths and the realisms behind it, the mysticism, and real situations. Haunting of Hill House, obviously a great show. Just the open-endedness of the conversation was good because, I mean, where can you go and hear a conversation like that, right?
Right.
Like it's a really math is hard. Yeah. So is visual representation apparently as well. Jeez.
Reality is hard.
Yeah. It's a bastard. It was obviously a unique conversation. It was open-ended. Like Chad said, having a non-scripted conversation about that is that's just I live for stuff like that. To have a group I can actually talk to about those things is great. The same thing with Christmas. We were able to talk about classic movies we didn't even notice were classics till we had the conversations, and we we get a whole new respect for them just talking about it. And when we talked about that early on, the idea of me coming on, we had comics in the background with that too, and that's obviously where my passion lies, just pop culture history and Western America's pop culture history. And you can only have that conversation with so many people that you can stand.
Yeah.
You go to comic book conventions, board game conventions. You play these board games that are comic based and everything. The conversations you have are just they get so. You almost want to say smelly and annoying, because
I know
the conversations
saying.
And the people.
Because I said the same thing about when me and Mike did the companion series for The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was at a disadvantage because he had never seen any Star Wars.
Yeah. You just want to be able to talk about it.
And I was like, you help ground me from over nerding it out. Because if I were talking to someone on my same level as far as Star Wars goes, we would lose people. It would just sound smelly and bad, and it would just reek of Star Wars. So
I mean, people at these conventions literally smell. It's incredible. But if you're listening to this and you smell, I'm sorry. But you smell. It's refreshing
Sabotage.
to have right, yeah.
And we lost our 8 viewers.
We're gone.
Oh no! I just sabotaged ourselves by calling our 8 viewers smelly.
Right.
Sorry.
So it's refreshing just to have an open-ended platform and come and have these conversations and do companion series on the
lamest Disney Plus series so far.
It was weird. It had some weird stuff, but the best part about it though is we got to talk about some characters that never really get shown in the light. Mm-hmm. Sometimes for good reason, but we were able to talk about them and make fun of them or praise them for certain things they've done. Mm-hmm. And to sum everything up, I think the best thing about this podcast is we kind of hang out in the gray area. We don't come on here with just talking about the black or the white of the situation. We get to hang out in that gray area, talk
just
about
go there after the companion series, huh?
Right, yeah. Oh God, yeah. So we can talk about what's catastrophic like this right now, and benevolent like some of the other situations we're talking about.
So there are gray Jedi, is what you're saying?
There are not gray Jedi. No, there are not. There are not.
No. Fun fact. So
there's not even dark paladins. Okay. You want to dig in? You want to dig this deep? We'll go deep.
No, not at all. I want to shout this fun fact though. But what's Haunting of Hill House episode? Right, that was the first one you were on.
Yes.
That was episode 5. I don't think I appreciated that. And then there's episode 8, which is what's an ARG. and that's the first one Chad here was on. So I don't think I appreciated how single digit both of you guys
were
on.
So
when
I realized that like this was the 50th episode, I was like, wait a minute. That
I missed that many.
Yeah, this hasn't been happening that long. That means I was on pretty early on, and I didn't go back and look. But yeah, like you just said, it's early on.
Yeah, so that's been
Mike's lounging. Look at
I know I got to get comfy for this because it's gonna be a long night, boys. Yeah, I think that's the coolest part about your guys' involvement still, and how much more you're involved now is like, you guys were apart from pretty much the beginning, right? Single digit episode numbers. And like we were talking about earlier about like relationally and stuff, reconnecting, like both of you guys, I worked with Chad for a while, like a long time ago. Like, were you even graduated from high school yet, or like right after high school?
So it's funny. My wife and I were just talking about this because I showed her the picture that you sent me, but and we were trying to figure out when that was. So that I think I had literally just graduated high school, like the same year when I started working there. So
yeah, so I was probably 20, so it was like 14 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys put out That's Strange, and then you guys came on, and I was like, dude, it's been forever. Like, it's so cool. Now, we're texting and podcasting, and Jordan and I, we were in a band, I don't know, roughly actually at that same exact time that we were working together, maybe a little bit before. And, just over time lost touch, and then got back into touch, I guess. Got back into touching.
Yeah. Yes. Touching.
Something.
Yes. That's it.
Anyways,
Pause.
We were touching each other.
Yes.
And then
what
the
you meant to say.
podcast, we talked.
Who let Mike host this?
What is happening?
I'm telling you,
it's so good. He fell off the rails here.
See, I started lounging, and now basically,
as soon as I get here,
Mike just like turns to mush.
Yes. We'll see. You're giving me too much credit, considering it wasn't much before. I'll stop lounging so I can be in the game. But no, it's been super cool to, I don't know, reconnect with both of you. And now that, it's great that you're helping out with the pod, but also because you're helping out with the pod, we talk much more, right? And it's, I don't know, it's just really cool. I'm really thankful for you guys, because you guys do a lot behind the scenes and even on scene. So thank you guys so much for coming along this journey with us. But yeah, Nick just brought up a great point. These Funko Pops are still sitting here.
Yep.
And guess what? We still don't know how to give them away. So the first person that's not underfunded scientist to DM me in Discord right now will get this Moff Gideon t-shirt Funko Pop combo pack. And that's why I'm saying that underfunded scientist is not. He already won one of these. Right. I don't want him to win another one.
Right.
So DM me or Nick right now in Discord with your address, and I will mail this to you. And you're gonna have to Venmo me about $10 for shipping.
Yikes.
Okay. In 10 minutes, we'll give away the Darth Vader Funko Pop. All right, so someone DM'd me. So congratulations, winner.
Tell us who it is.
Yeah, right. Congratulations,
good old Tim
winner.
Bushman.
Whoa! Shout out Tim.
Yeah, Tim. Woo woo.
Bimbo Slice.
Yeah, bro. You just won yourself a T-shirt and a Moff Gideon Funko Pop.
Easy,
and let me tell you, I have that Funko Pop on my shelf back there, and it actually is really cool. He's like wielding the dark saber.
Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah,
it's a good one.
Yeah,
Underfund loves it.
Maybe next time I have a break talking, I'll go find it and show you on camera. But yeah, I will say the companion series. First off, I love the companion series like runs that we do. They're super fun on our end to do them and create them for you guys. But I actually like listening to companion series for shows that I watch, like Mr. Robot. I listen to a podcast alongside that every time there's a new episode out. That's kind of where the idea for the companion series came from for us. But that Star Wars series, since Nick brought it up, I am so thankful we did that because, like Nick said, I had been avoiding Star Wars like my entire adult life for no reason other than like I was being a hipster about it. Like, oh, everyone likes it, I don't want to like it.
Too cool.
Yeah, but like,
so it's so weird.
I like League of Legends.
Hipsters like it. Yeah, I like League of Legends.
I guess I'm like reverse hipster. Like,
there you go.
Yeah.
You didn't want to be a Star Wars hipster, which is understandable.
Yeah,
because they're out there.
But now I'm like a complete stand for Star Wars. Like, like this entire all the Funko Pops on the bottom shelf there are all Star Wars.
It escalated so quickly.
It escalated so fast.
Yeah,
that companion series was November.
It actually looks like a California, like a bunch of palm trees and like a bunch of buildings.
That's actually what it is. It's just.
Am I crazy? It looks like just like a crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, like Nick introduced, like opened my eyes to, because I had watched the first season of The Mandalorian just to see what everyone's like was making it out to be, and
you didn't like it.
I didn't hate it, but also didn't like it. I was just like, okay, it's a show. Things happened.
It's a show.
But then doing the companion series for season 2 and having Nick like walk me through Star Wars, and then I started watching all the other Star Wars stuff, and it's been, I don't know, one of my favorite times of movie show watching, just catching up on all that stuff. And man, I slammed through a lot, like pretty quickly for like 2 months. But yeah, I would have never done that if we didn't do the Mandalorian companion series. And if I didn't have Nick there explaining like how cool Star Wars actually was. And I hope Chad didn't hear like the bent neck lady back behind him or something. He just did
oh yeah, I heard
a weird look.
Me.
I hope Slender Man's not back there.
I just hurt myself.
But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but
Star Wars.
So The Mandalorian was the first Star Wars thing you ever watched?
No, I watched the original trilogy when I was a young.
But I mean,
yes,
when you came back to it.
Yep.
I had watched. I don't know if Rogue One was in theaters.
You've seen
before.
Rogue One.
Yeah, I went and saw Rogue One in theaters, and then nothing else, and then I watched Mandalorian.
Gotcha. Okay.
And after watching everything, movie-wise, Rogue One is probably my favorite movie.
It's up there, yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
I like everything besides the final scene, but we can get into that later.
Wait! The Vader scene you're talking?
Yeah.
Really?
I knew I saw his eye twitch when you said that, Mike.
Yeah.
Just too much.
This conversation is getting smelly.
I can smell it from here.
Oh, we have some comments that I
Buku comments.
Michael says opinions on streaming horror games. So this is a perfect question for Chad and Jordan. I mean, it's right up your alleys. Games, horror. Let's go. What say you guys?
Yeah, go ahead, horror.
Let's go.
Wait, you're the horror guy. I'm the game guy.
Let's tackle this from two perspectives. Opinions on watching streams of horror games. How do you guys feel about that?
Oh man, this could get me in trouble.
We'll edit it.
Go ahead, Chad.
Okay, so my opinions on watching them is it's like a hard no for me. That's because I want to play it, and a lot of horror stuff game wise is lost if you're not playing it.
Yeah.
So if you're just watching it, it's not like you're watching a horror movie. You gotta kind of be in the moment. So yeah, it's like a hard no for me.
Hard no
on watching.
By you, Jordan.
I enjoy it sometimes. If are we talking like watching, like I guess someone's streaming it on Twitch or something like that? It's different because every Halloween we have like a just like a pizza drink party where we set up and one person's in VR doing like playing like a horror game, and the rest of us are watching and seeing what they.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a virtual haunted house. I have a blast with that. Going to Twitch and seeing a lot of really annoying people just screaming at the top of their lungs for they're not that scared. They might actually be scared, but they're not like that scared, you know?
Right.
I go into a haunted house. I'm happy to be scared. I'm happy to jump, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, right.
There are some fun streamers though. Like Phasmophobia is one of my favorite games to probably watch streamed if I have to watch a horror game streamed. Chad, nice. You Phasmophobia, right?
So was this the like ghost hunting game?
Yeah. 4-player cooperative.
Right. It looked really cool. You
never played it?
I've never played it. No. I watched. I think one of the episodes we were on together. You like briefly mentioned it, and I watched like a couple videos afterwards about it because I'd never heard of it. But it looks really cool.
Yeah, there's a couple games that are similar to it, but Phasmophobia is kind of like bare bones with it, but it has the right type of AI to go with it. It's for me personally, it's the scariest game I've ever played.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. And okay. It's a I think I've told Mike it'd be fun to do like a game night on here where we stream it.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It's 4-player co-op, and I see 4 perfect victims right here.
Right.
Just saying. But yeah, it's got everything. You actually speak to the ghost and everything, and it responds to you if it's that type of ghost.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so you have to decide. You gather a piece of evidence and decide what type of ghost it is, and then sometimes you take pictures of it. Sometimes it'll literally strangle you to death. It's a fun. Bring the kids.
Yeah.
Bring the kids.
What about okay, so you kind of tackled the streaming part a little bit there too. What about how do you feel about the streaming side yourself, like as a streamer?
So I don't stream, but I've streamed Smite a few times, but I think if I was streaming a horror game, I think that'd probably be like my specialty if I were to do one, honestly, because it's I'm not scared to get scared on camera.
Right,
I'll jump and be fun, but I'm not going to be overly dramatic about it. And I take it serious. I don't like, walk in front of like my ally and just start like sending Morse code with a flashlight.
Yeah.
Like I try to stick to the game. So it's
right.
You're playing Fortnite. You're just swapping guns while running constantly and jumping.
Yeah.
I try
nice.
to keep
What
it
about
real.
you, Chad?
Yeah, so streaming, I've never streamed anything, but it's something I want to get into, especially for showboys, especially when I'm like on my 9th playthrough of a game. It probably would make more sense to stream it at that point because I know everything about it. So
you're just like lip syncing everything,
right?
Even the Japanese,
Japanese. So yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. As far as horror games go, I'm not that real big into them. There are big ones that I play, but I would never necessarily go out of my way to play a horror game or stream one. So,
that's actually a good topic for That's Strange.
Yeah,
the fact you're on That's Strange and you don't like horror games.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Chad, let me ask you this. I don't want to throw this off. As soon as we join this, we jump on the road and off the rails.
Yeah,
so here we go.
Yeah. You've already sabotaged.
Yeah. I was texting Mike and Nick about this earlier. Do you? Your kids play Minecraft? Do you play Minecraft?
I have played Minecraft one time in my life, but my kids played it for a little bit. But they're on Roblox now. That's like their thing.
So there's a mini game inside Minecraft, and Mike knows a good friend Jeff and another good friend Stefan. I was like, hey, you guys want to get scared? Let's try this Minecraft game. They were laughing at me. And they were scared by the end
really?
of it. It's literally Minecraft. It's a mini game. There's no building. There's no nothing. You have to run through this house and like complete these objectives before this thing gets you.
Oh wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get Mike and Nick to do that one night.
Yeah.
Shout out Jeff and Stefan. Okay.
It's called Grandma's Horror House. Actually, it's kind of
Grandma's Horror House. That's
I know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a great title.
Mm-hmm. I like enunciate horror.
Grandma's Horror House. Biosiv says, If I'm being honest, it's the What's Playing episodes with Chad that let me start that over. If I'm being honest, it's the What's Playing episodes that Chad were on that I first saw that got me into the Showboys podcast. And then I went back and watched the What's Watching episodes. So look at that, Chad. Bring in listeners to the show. We love you, BioSiv. Underfunded Scientist says, I've heard that about conventions, the smelly part, and thought it was an urban legend.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, I don't think it is.
It's an urban legend to hear it's not smelly.
Right.
I don't know if you put this one up, but this will be my first in regards to the Funko Pop. Congratulations, Tim.
Yeah. I went back to all the sexual jokes there. I was like, huh?
Yeah. Well,
good. I wanted the Vader one anyway.
I would love to be Tim's first. BioSiv says, good. I wanted the Vader one anyways. Whoa, there was a lot more since then. Underfunded Scientist says the CG in The Mandalorian is made with Unreal Engine, the same engine I used to make Glow Home.
Oh, wow. That's wild. I didn't know that.
That is awesome. OMG, I do it, Lamau. I missed when that came in.
Stream horror games, I think, is where
there you go.
He chimed that.
Michael also says watching them gets you amped to play them, like most games for me. I agree. I enjoy watching streams, but I also agree with Jordan. Like, has to be the right streamer.
Right. Yeah, that's a big.
It can't be like an annoying person that's like way over the top.
Oh, of course.
But I love watching games, and a lot of times it gets me to want to play them. Shout out BioSiv.
Shout out.
Michael also says most horror game streamers crank their volume. Trust me, it works.
That's gonna be me when the remaster of Dead Space comes out.
Oh yeah,
Nick needs to stream because he's never played Dead Space. So
I haven't either.
Oh. Casey says Jordan totally screamed like that with the maw-faced baby crawling on the wall.
I want to, like, just reading that makes me want to scream like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's talking about, but it sounds horrific.
There's some terrifying ghosts and phasmophobia, and if the moth-faced baby does exist in there, I haven't come across. So jumping back to the whole Halloween thing, like, I've had some scary situations in my life.
Ooh.
The only thing I would never deal with is kid ghosts. I'm out.
Right. Yeah. I got it.
You tell me that the place is haunted by a kid. It doesn't matter how outrageous your story is. If there's a 0.1% chance you're telling me the truth, I'm out.
Right. Yeah. I'm the same exact way.
Well, that's how I feel about any
kid clown doll
stuff.
Kid clown doll.
I don't remember. There was we did an episode, and it might have been Amityville, but there's like a picture of a kid.
Oh yeah, just by the banister.
Dude,
dude,
horrifying.
Yeah,
horrifying.
I'm out.
Yeah, no.
See, if I didn't have the camera right now, this is the point of the episode where I would turn like this so I can look into the dark abyss.
Yeah, your dark. My dark abyss is way bigger behind me here. So
again,
and I heard something back there earlier.
Oh, Slenderman.
I have a refrigerator behind me. You guys have seen Ghostbusters, right? I mean,
right. Speaking of control, don't turn around and stare at the refrigerator, or else you'll never be able to look at it. Anyways.
Yeah, you definitely. I feel like you would love Control.
Yeah,
100%, Jordan.
Oh yeah.
So I googled like some images. It looks like 11 from Stranger Things, just grown up with guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael
dressed like the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey.
Michael says phasmophobia is revolutionary when it comes to psychological horror. You got to watch how you say that title. Just could have a little tongue slip. So really got to focus. BioSiv says, honestly, Chad, you should stream Ghost of Tsushima. You get a lot of views because of your knowledge of the game already.
Yeah.
And you invented the quiver hide.
And I did.
You're a pioneer,
show it off.
sir.
Yeah.
Michael says Roblox also has phasmophobia knockoff. Pretty terrifying.
If real quick with Roblox, there's actually a mini game on there. Like Aiden, my girlfriend's son, he and I were jumping on Roblox going through it. There's actually some we played some random game. I don't know what it was on. I'm like, you know what? I wonder what they have for scary games on here. And I found one called The Maze. And I was like, I think I was a little tipsy topsy playing it at like 1:30 in the morning, just like kind of lounging on the couch. Yeah, and And as I got into it, there's tons of other players. So you think, oh, there's just tons of people running around. This won't be scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. There's
yeah.
you're in a dark cavern and there's things in there, and it's Roblox, right? It's like that Minecraft thing. It's like Minecraft can't be scary, and it is, and Roblox can be scary too. So I don't knock it.
Right. Yeah. It's wild how Minecraft, and you would think like like I said, I played Minecraft one time, and me and my buddy were playing like split screen, and we were like seeing who could build whatever the biggest house or whatever at the time. I literally played it for like 2 hours, and the entire time he was playing, he was putting dynamite on the outside of what I was building. So at the end, he just blew it up, and I was so infuriated that I was like, I'm never playing this game ever.
Oh man,
it's such a waste of time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, not exactly the community builder, is he?
Right. Yeah,
dude. Oh my gosh, I would love to see that. Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. Casey says kid ghosts are a one-way ticket to Seasville. Gage from Pet Sematary is the worst.
Yeah.
I can't remember the movie Pet Sematary. I might have to I have to revisit that.
Yeah.
I have a thing with animals. I don't like seeing animals die in movies, and
right. Yeah.
dead animals just bother me. I don't know.
I watched that one probably way too young in life, and remember being scarred and haven't really watched it since. I just vividly remember the little boy getting plowed by the semi truck.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nick laughed first. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't take these guys anywhere. Why not the gutter? Biosiv says kid, clown, doll, lol, cry.
Yeah, it sounds like a hardcore song or like a metal song.
What?
It's
actually,
this next song's called Kid Clown Doll.
Yeah. Dude, Nick, I think we got our first idea for Halloween merch. We have our first saying phrase,
Doll.
Yeah.
Kid
There
clown
you go.
doll.
Yeah.
Showboys
Say it
Halloween
3
special.
times in the mirror.
In the mirror. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I just pictured it. I can see oh my god.
Yeah.
So would it be like
New
3
Conjuring.
different things popping up in the mirror, or would
No.
it be a doll
No, one.
and a kid clown?
One.
Yes.
One Kid Clown Doll. Yeah, they actually look a lot like Will from Stranger Things.
Dude, okay. I'm
Such
calling
detail.
this right now. Write this down, Nick. We are gonna make a Showboys Halloween shirt that is a picture of a baby version of Will from Stranger Things, and it says Kid Clown Doll underneath.
Perfect.
I hope that you're typing that down. Biosiv says Roblox the horror elevator.
Oh my god, I played that one. Yeah, there's there's a bunch of different okay, I don't play Roblox all the time. I just want to put this out there. That was on.
Yes, you do.
I have not created games in there or anything, but the horror elevator. You go to different levels, and the door opens, and it's just a new way to die.
Oh wow!
There's Jason Voorhees, like a demon. There's like an invisible ghost.
Sounds like heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Michael says Pet Sematary's classic remake is decent. Melanie. Shout out Mel. What's up? Never watched the movies, but I read the book. I'm assuming she's talking about Pet Sematary there. Wow, that was a lot of comments to get through. Thank you guys for commenting along. This has been super fun.
Really helping the cohesion here because it was looking rough at the beginning.
It was.
I really ran out of stuff to talk about. So,
yeah. Was that lounging?
I just kind of was awake asleep. I don't know. Has that ever happened to you guys? I mean, I have a newborn. Come on, cut me some slack.
It's usually why we're strategically placed at the end, just to get awake. We're
pick up the slack.
Yeah. The line of cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. Need another bump. So I guess I'll ask you guys. Do you guys have a favorite episode by chance, or thing that we've done on the show as a show together?
Go ahead, Jordan.
All
right. Well, so guys, we're gonna be looking for 2 new co-hosts.
Favorite one I like. One I like at all. I think it's kind of a tie. I think I'm gonna say It's almost like a 3-way tie.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, you know what?
Can I just say
the whole spooky October playlist?
I'm surprised that you've listened to 3 episodes. That's all I gotta say.
Impressive.
They were all ones I was on.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite. I can't listen to my own voice. So
oh really?
Yeah, I can't stand
it. I've never gone back and listened. I'm basing on the experience.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So Jordan's never actually listened to an episode.
Right.
So yeah, you're guys gonna make me a shirt. This is like kid clown narcissist.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Star Wars Celebration Day.
Oh, that was a
party.
Really fun.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge Star Wars guy, but I had a good time. So. Well, I mean, I am a Star.
Keep that in mind for
I was going to say, wait a second.
Yeah, I know enough about Star Wars to be a Star Wars guy. I'm not a current Star Wars guy. I think the trilogy was trash. Yeah, I'm retired.
Not active, inactive member.
Yeah. You want to talk about a gray Jedi? I'm probably the first gray Jedi. I just fell in the background and just hate and love at the same time.
And he's just like, there's no great Jedi, but I'm a great Jedi.
Yeah, it's again, it's
a hard life.
We live in the gray area. And that and probably the episode of Falcon Winter Soldier we had Mick on. Casey's was great too. That's the third one I was talking about. But when we had Mick on, we were able to talk about some political stuff, which another thing I love is politics and discussing politics and history and especially American history. And we were able to dive into that. That show kind of opened doors for us to have discussions, especially these days when people don't want to have certain discussions. You can talk about it, you can have open discussion about it, and it's the best thing is everyone can have an opinion on it as long as you understand the history. And
we're doing a spin-off. Me and you, Jordan, we're doing a spin-off on American history.
What, do you like politics too?
Yeah.
Really?
He's an extreme centrist.
I'm an extreme centrist. Yeah,
wow.
Ben.
Wow. I can't believe that ever came
centrist.
Up. Radical centrist.
No,
I'm so in the middle. You don't even know.
That listens to nothing but rap.
It's like I had the largest center of gravity you could ever imagine.
Yes.
I don't even move.
No, those the Falcon and Winter Soldier companion series was a blast, but those 2 episodes that you talked about with Mick and then the finale with Casey were really fun.
Yeah,
and I did like that because, like you said, even in Casey's episode,
shout out Casey.
We dove into some deep and sensitive topics.
We did.
But it was cool to have those conversations, especially with Mick and Casey, because outside of the short time that I've known them and even shorter time that you've known them through our podcasting interactions, we don't know them, right? So
exactly
getting to talk those type of topics with basically strangers, for lack of a better word, no offense, Casey or Mick, I do love you guys, and I feel like we've grown closer. But being able to have those sorts of conversations with people you don't really know and having it be like an actual conversation and not like anyone getting mad or, storming or raging was super cool and really fun to do. I would say my favorite episode with you though, Jordan, probably was the Christmas one.
Really?
That was a lot of fun. The Halloween one was really fun. Theta was really fun.
That was a good time.
The Christmas one, because didn't we talk about the Christmas movies through the decades or whatever?
We did. Yeah, that was really cool.
That was a fun one. And I'm not even a Christmas movie guy, but that was a really fun episode.
And that was kind of the point of those episodes too. The idea is I like Christmas. It's Christmas time, but when you can listen to the conversation like that and it's weird to say, but to hear people with passion talking about it, it almost gives you a new level of appreciation for the topic, because I get what Showboys does. You kind of take a deep dive into the conversation. You talk about it, and it's, there's a reason why Christmas classics exist, right? There's a reason why people of all beliefs and religions and cultures can enjoy Christmas classics, because it's deep rooted beyond just the actual culture or the religion behind it. There's comedy behind it, and there's morals behind it, and I'm with you. That it was a really good episode. I didn't want to also throw one that I'm like featured on. My favorite episodes were all the ones that I was the special guest on. And
yes. What about you, Chad?
So, in classic Jordan fashion, he stole my first answer, which was the Star Wars episode.
Oh God, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all right. I'm like so adjusted to it.
Of course, that would be your
that,
favorite. Yeah.
So I'm like
texting him like just
right
to give him middle finger answering the question. Jesus.
Right. So outside of Jordan stealing every answer I had on that show, as well as stealing it here. Wow. I still enjoyed it because I thought it was a cool setup. The same kind of thing you're doing tonight. I think the idea of having multiple guests in different time slots, I thought was really cool. And this is a favorite episode that I'm on, right?
Just in general.
In general, okay. And then my second one is the BioCiv interview.
Oh yeah, that was fun too.
So I think BioCiv and I are like cut from the same gaming cloth. Like as soon as he pulled out Parasite Eve for his remake, I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's good. Yeah, okay. So that was probably up there for me. And then also I liked top 5 games because it's like something that you just rarely get to talk about with most people.
That should have been top 3, but
because that was like literally like 3 hours.
3 hours long. Yeah.
Oh, I can see that happening actually.
Yeah,
right.
We learned a valuable lesson. If you're doing top lists with 3 people picking, you
15.
definitely need to limit it to 3 options a person, not 5.
Like over halfway through, we're like, wow, we have 15 games to talk about.
Yeah. Hope you buckled up because that was
buckle up, Buckaroo.
And then
you're like, I actually like this game, and now I hate it.
Right. Yeah.
I hate everything about it.
Yeah.
Next time I have to patch, I'm just not going to patch. I'm just going to.
Yeah. So then I'm going to give one more. And while I think that we necessarily didn't nail this out of the park this episode, I still liked the Control episode. I still like that idea. I work with a bunch of firefighters, older nobody wants to talk about games, and I try, and they just don't care. So, but they still get it from me. Same with my wife. Like, my wife's heard me complain about that arrow quiver a million times. So it's nice to have someone else to complain.
She stops listening. You turn to your phone and just tweet angrily.
Yeah. I feel like our wives could be great friends, Chad.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just made me feel so much better about so many things.
Yeah. Right. They could,
I'm going to snippet this and just send it to Kelly.
They should just have a podcast of them talking about all the stupid things that we tell them.
Right.
Like, I can't believe. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. So that was it. I think I did 4 episodes, but
nice.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going, since I did one for Jordan unintentionally, I'm going to do one for you intentionally. Probably my favorite episode that you've been on for it's probably a toss-up between top 5 games, because that was super fun, but also like the storytelling in games episode. That was a load of fun too.
Definitely. That's one of our better episodes, I think. That like narrowly missed my top whatever I gave you, 4 or 3, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Do you even like having Chad and Nick on the show, Nick? Or Chad and Jordan on the show, Nick?
I was like,
do you even like being on the show, Nick?
Yeah, I actually
Are you even here?
I'm just here for I'm like, let's see here.
He's here for the hot take.
Yeah, I'm the hot take. I'm like the producer that's just on set to make sure like you guys don't waste the money for the production. And be like,
it's all really right here. Nick.
Yeah, it's not just a giant booze fest. Just making sure everything's on the rails here.
No, on the road and off the rails.
Yeah, okay, my bad. Off the road and over the rails.
That works too. I'm with it.
But no, I think we have a lot of fun when there's, like you said earlier on the show, the third perspective, right? And that's a lot of times what we get when we have one of these 2 clowns on. Mm-hmm. And then look out. You, Jordan, you're the clown. And then obviously when we get to do things like this and we have the four piece, and it's just like a riot in here, and it's just a lot of fun all the time. Man, should I pick a favorite episode? These two,
yeah, it's required.
Yeah.
You can say Christmas. Just saying.
No, so I'm gonna say my favorite one that Chad's been on, and this is totally intentionally to throw shade at Mike, was the one that Mike wasn't on.
Yeah.
Where
I love you guys, but here real quick, F Mike. Yeah, there you go.
He just
thinks about it. We spent the first half of this episode talking Mike up, so now we're just gonna tear him down.
Right.
This isn't the army. We do it the other way around. We build you up, then we tear you down.
I'm just gonna cry myself to sleep after this episode's over.
But yeah, me and Chad, we just kind of like talked about a bunch of games that we had been hinting at talking about for a long time, just because we slowly were aligning we love GTA, we love Battlefield. Just, it was just piling up, and then we used that opportunity to really kind of smash through a bunch of different things. Too bad PlayStation State of Play let us down, but it is what it is.
I think we turned it into a pretty good episode without that. So
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
PlayStation let me down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Well, I can almost feel things getting thrown at me. Actually,
yeah.
That's weird. That's weird.
And and this is to build Mike back up. It isn't Mike that we always say is the cause why we go so long. It is me, and that was almost a 3-hour episode, and it's just really the nature of these discussions and the format we have here that it just goes forever and ever.
Right, but I think that's like the gold nugget of the show is the rabbit holes we go down. We might start on a path of talking about
what I'm thinking about. It just keeps going. Like you were talking about, I thought the Energizer Bunny, and then you're like the rabbit hole. I'm like, oh my god, this is happening.
Right.
I'm sorry. Continue. Gold nugget.
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
That's gold nugget. Yeah. And then I guess a favorite episode with Jordan. I'm just gonna pick Theta just because that's a similarly aligned interest there, and
it changed your life.
Yeah, it changed my life. Not yet. It will.
I was just kidding.
A lot of money.
It actually ruined your life.
It ruined my life.
It ruined Mike's life in progress.
Yeah,
we're just slowly tearing him down. I'm just kidding.
Yep.
But as a close runner-up, though, The Haunting of Hill House to be a more kind of like Showboys topic-esque there. Just because, like you said earlier about that episode, like we just tore into that show, and there's just so many layers to that show. Yeah. And between like 3 different perspectives, we were able to just hit so many different points about it. And even shows like that are so cool, to talk that one up is just because you can watch it and everyone's getting something a little different out of that show because they're going in on like their family dynamics and obviously all the trauma and like scary crap they've had to deal with. And then just even like the current day, like what is happening right now and just piecing it all together. And that's just one of those shows you could probably watch it, 2-3 times. And in each of those times is going to be a very fresh perspective for one person.
To kind of grow on that real quick expand on that is we watch it usually every year. We start like kind of like late September and kind of watch it through October. And we notice things every single time. Yeah. And that's probably one of my favorite, as far as like my, like just awareness of just, I guess just movies and TV shows, especially with this podcast. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Or just little seasons. Chad, you've seen it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
It's just the trauma that those people go under, like into their adult lives, man. It's just there's weird things. If you go through that stuff as a kid, you carry certain things with you, both good and bad. Again, just the gray area goes with you throughout your whole life, and it's just you become mentally enabled through different things. Sometimes you gain that type of intuition on things, and it can handicap you in some aspects too. It's crazy, and that show just nails it.
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and it was, I think I can't remember if I picked up early on like the things hidden in the background or not, but I know that first episode when they're running down the steps and there's like 5 goats, I didn't see any of that stuff. Yeah. So I really enjoy things like that where you're like, I think there's one like an ad for like maybe I don't know what the ad's for, but it's like a school shooting, and you're like watching the things going on, and the kid in the background's like doing all this terrible crap, but you never see any of it because you're not paying attention to the background. I like stuff like that. But
yeah.
Did you like Bly Manor though?
So
it was okay.
It was a yes and a no. We never did a show on Bly Manor, did we?
No.
Yeah, there's a reason why, I guess. But there's certain like the weird Cousin It ghost was interesting, right? Like,
yeah,
he's not Cousin It. He's not here. He's just like short, like the dwarven ghost. I don't know what to say. But there was some cool aspects about it, and I guess take a 30-second thing on this here real quick. This will be the show of it. I really enjoyed a lot of aspects about it, but it just came nowhere close to that. I guess if you want to put it in Star Wars terms, it's the new trilogy versus the old trilogy.
Right.
Yeah. Hill House was just so good that like
it was amazing.
Kind of took away from Bly Manor, because Bly Manor was good. It also was a much different tone than Hill House.
Right.
It's basically like True Detective, like the exact same anthology series.
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah.
Identical. Like the first season is arguably like one of the better seasons of anything ever of its genre, particularly. And then the second one's just like,
those good, but like coming after what it came after, like really did not do it any favors.
It's like if you're a band and you like release an album and just does amazing, you're like, oh shit.
What do we do?
Right.
Guess for one hit wonders.
I guess we wait 5 years before we make something.
We change the name of the band, our names of ourselves.
New band.
You grow a beard, you shave a beard.
Just real quick, guys, if you're in chat, DM me or Nick in our Discord, which you can find our link to Discord in our episode description. DM us right now and get a cool Showboys magnet. We gotta give some of these things away. Let's go. Come on. But yeah, Haunting of Hill House, like that would have been perfect for a companion series.
Yeah, for sure.
But we have quite a few comments, so let's get through some of these. Biosiv says, want to say Gray Jedi KOTOR, lol. And then we have Jack the Dark Blue Yoshi. He says, hey everyone.
Nice name.
Nice to see you. I don't recognize your name from anywhere, so welcome if this is your first time. Appreciate it. He also says, good old Star Wars. My first time checking this channel out. Did I miss much?
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah,
it's a
but
good recap episode.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
You've missed 49 episodes. No, I'm just kidding. All of our stuff's backlogged on our YouTube channel or Spotify, Apple, whatever. So you can catch up there. We just appreciate that you're here now.
And your name.
Yes.
It's a really cool name. Then there was Biosiv here. That's why you're my dude, Chad. You and I to I.
Oh God, I'm horrible at acronyms, I guess.
Yes. I got the eye to eye, but then like saying I and then I, like back to back I.
You and I see eye to eye.
Yeah.
Come on, get with it.
Sorry, bro. I'm a boomer.
I see it and I can't unsee it. It's staring right at me. He's got like a crazy nose.
Just gonna throw this one up there because it made me feel good. Seriously, man, I love the podcast. Hope you stick around. He's talking to Jack. They talk about gaming, movies, do some gameplay streams, lots of cool stuff, and they're hilarious. Well, thank you, sir. They're also very interactive with chat. We'll put people up on screen. Well, I don't know what I just said, but yes, we will put people's comments up on screen
and try to read them.
Yes. Casey says, cheers, gents. Here's to another 50 in our growing relationship. Mike's words.
Aw.
Me and you, buddy. Love you. Michael says, still play GTA. Well, that's a silly question.
Well,
I have it installed.
It's on pause until the remaster comes out.
Remaster of what?
The Golden Age.
No way.
Oh, that remaster, yeah.
The Golden Age is coming back to us.
I don't know, man. Like, if I can't just be on a one-way train to hell, I just don't like GTA.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I never liked the originals that much.
Honestly. I mean, I think down.
What?
The top down. It's a 3D game now, right?
Vice City was my favorite, actually.
Yeah. So I think it was like, just for me, it was like I place and time thing. It was like the one game I played religiously. Like my kids play Roblox now when I was a kid, and I just haven't given up on it.
For me, it was Toe Jam and Earl and Dungeon Explorer.
Yeah, there you go.
Toe Jam and Earl.
Toe Jam and Earl.
Okay. I'm sorry. One last thing, real quick. It's Chad. We have a working Turbo Duo. You ever play Turbo Duo?
I don't think so. No.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna have a conversation later.
Okay.
It's yeah. Well, I tell you what, look up Turbo Duo, and as it's a system that was really popular in Japan, really early on, and it's really rare to have, honestly, in play, and it's this is like early, like super, like 90, maybe 89. And it had a multi-tap for 5 players to play up at the same time. The original Bomberman actually came out on it.
Oh, and really?
Interesting. Yes. Yeah, so you could play way back then, and you could play 5-player in the multi-tap. And there's a game called Dungeon Explorer, which is like a top-down dungeon diving game.
Explorer?
Yeah, I know, right?
So it's kind of funny because and I'm trying to think of what time frame it was in. I had a console when I was a kid, and I have no clue what it was. I tried to figure out what it was, and when I first saw this, I was like, "Oh, this might be it," but the controller is not what I remember.
Was it Panasonic 3DO that you had?
That's the. If I was to pick one right now, it'd be the 3DO. I think that's the closest. But the only game I remember on it is like a first-person ninja game.
First-person ninja game.
Yeah, really. And I can't like try to look it up, and I can't find anything about it.
Well, on Turbo Duo, you ever hear of Bonk, the caveman caveman guy?
Yeah.
The first Bonk came out on Turbo Duo, I think, and it was a game. It was almost like a mini cartridge system, and they eventually went to a disc way back then as well. You should look it up if you ever want to play it. You're welcome to swing over. You can check it out. And we have a working Panasonic 3DO as well.
Oh, really interesting. Yeah, I definitely would want to check that out because I feel like that's it, and I feel like I found the game. Maybe the game that I'm remembering is like it had like live action people in it, so it was not like it's I found a game that I'm pretty sure that I'm like 80% sure it's what I'm remembering, but I can't remember the name.
You're gonna have to send to me afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it like a live video game? Like you had choose your story?
Right. Yep.
Oh my gosh. So you're not talking about like Night Trap, are you?
No, I don't think that's it. Give me a second here, and I'll try and figure
Get your own podcast.
Can we? No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
So Night Trap, just so you guys know, okay, they actually made a Night Trap movie out of it. Okay, it's a choose your own adventure thing, and this is something in the early '90s, and it's a terrible '90s movie of oh God, I can't even say it. It's like these teenagers go out this house, and the parents are vampires, and they have a bunch of vampire That's why I think what you're saying talking about ninjas, but you had to activate traps, and you had to launch these terribly dressed vampire minions through walls and all this stuff. And
it's something to. You said Night Trap.
Yeah,
it's something to look into because the front cover has like a ninja-esque thing on it, so that might be. It might be.
If that's it, I don't know why, but when you said like a first-person ninja thing, I thought of Storm Shadow, which are all just white clothed ninjas.
Yeah, this was like, and it might have even been like it was like set in feudal time, so I don't think it's
this is not it. This is not it.
Right. Yeah. But I think the concept is similar because this looks like it's like literally actors playing in the game. Right. Yeah.
If that.
Right. Right. Bad. Yeah. Right.
Mike's like, this whole situation is getting feudal.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry.
Indeed.
Continue.
Michael says, I gave up on GTA for a year or two, but trying to get back. Well, it's a good time because, like they said about that trilogy remake coming up soon. Casey back at it, he says, True Detective is brilliant. The second season would have been great if it was first, or name something completely different. Season 3 was magnificent as well. That's truly great.
I can get behind that because I believe that with some things, like if they had came out first, it would be the favorite.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Biosiv says, still play Toe Jam and Earl. The remake was garbage.
It's so true. So true.
And then Casey's back at it with Mike's about to hit you up with the wrap it up music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to utilize these blue remove buttons down here. No, just kidding. I would never do that. How would our shows get to 2.5 hours long, Casey, if I had music? Come on now. Got a reputation to live up to.
Okay, so and magnets to hand
I hate to derail even more and go backwards.
Oh,
however,
it's not me this time. Hold on. It's not me.
Yeah,
it is not me. Continue.
Well, you kind of started it. Let's be real.
Started it.
So the game that I am talking about is Supreme Warrior for the 3DO.
Supreme Warrior. Okay, I never had that one.
That's the one that I'm like, it could, like 80% could be it. If it's not it, I'd be shocked, but it's not. It's like Chinese and not Japanese.
Oh, this looks bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm not. I let me be clear. I'm not saying that I remember it because I had fond memories of this fantastic game that I played. I just remember playing it, and it's kind of drove me crazy for like 10 years now.
A militarized slave Leia.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
She's blonde, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. I never played that.
Yeah, it's definitely, and it's super interesting. I think I'd love to go back and play it now. I'm sure it's absolutely terrible. And if you look at it, it looks very similar to Night Trap. Like if you watch the gameplay, it's got the same setup. It wouldn't shock me if it was the same studio, to be honest.
Let's say same actor. It might be the same actress.
Right.
Yeah, that's dude. Yeah, it's Night. If you should watch the Night Trap movie, no joke. And you should actually look up the Night Trap actress and see if it's the same girl. She's dressed similar.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up and see if it's the same studio, because once I saw like gameplay, screenshots of that first one, I was like, oh
my god,
yeah, but it's not.
Some of the screenshots,
right?
Oh my god.
BioCiv says Night Trap got so much crap for the time. Like collars with drills that drain blood.
I'm just so glad BioCiv knows what it is, and there'll be at least one person watching this by the end of this.
So,
I mean, seriously, BioCiv, like, what other podcast will you watch right now that talks about Night Trap?
Right.
I mean, for real, it's if my brothers are watching this, my God, they're probably just losing their minds.
So Night Trap.
I even remember some of the name of the characters. Like, it's just so embarrassing.
Yeah. So Night Trap came out in 1992, right? And Supreme Warrior was 1995. Same studio. That's why they look so similar.
There it is.
Look at that. Chad's on the case.
Now, who wants to wager they're not around anymore?
I would bet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, defunct in 1996.
Wow,
one year. Yeah, 1 year after.
Michael says Manhunt, which he later corrects to Manhunt 2. Ever played? Because it was probably my favorite game of all time. I did play the first Manhunt. It was pretty baller and pretty gnarly for its time. I do remember that.
Yeah, I really wanted to get into it because I believe it's Rockstar.
Yeah.
And I think it was around the time of Grand Theft Auto 3, and I was like itching for something similar.
It was during the time where they were like, how many games can we make that get banned in how many countries?
Right, yeah.
Manhunt was the winner, I think.
Yeah. Look at that. Some support for young Chad. You got this, buddy.
That's probably my son, I would imagine.
BioCiv says Manhunt is banging. Underfunded says I was 2 years old in 1992. Thanks for that. Make me feel old.
Underage scientist.
Yeah. Not on this show, Jordan. Come on now. We specifically checked the not for kids. Anyways, BioCiv says they basically had to censor the second one, or else it would have gotten an AO rating. Ooh,
yes, sir.
What is AO?
The censor
adult only.
Hey, I just right off the top of the head.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even get it. I'm like, ow.
AO rating. The old AO rating. Yeah. But yeah, so thank you guys for the comments. It's been great. Do you have any questions for him, Nick? I think we've kind of, blown through a lot of stuff with these two dorks.
What What could we do better as a podcast?
What is this, like an interview?
Yeah.
What do
No,
we
I'm
do?
kidding.
It's the focus group.
It's the focus
part
group.
Of,
Yeah. There's got to be one focus group question. What's your least favorite episode?
Can I just say this one?
Yeah, exactly. That's the
You're right.
answer. That's the
Specifically this part. No, I'm just kidding.
I hate the number 50, and man, it carries over.
Such a
Right.
dumb number.
Especially the title, episode 50, 50th episode special. Who named this?
It's Mike's
Oh
face.
man, it's funnier the more you stare at it.
He just
God.
took himself out.
All right. Ooh,
50th.
okay. I can't believe it took us 40 minutes to get him out of here.
Oh man,
Oh, he's on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
You've
creeps me out.
assumed your rightful
creeps me out.
place in the top left corner.
Mike has to be on the left, or I
know.
can't. My
That's
eyes.
why
There
the
we go.
show. The show
Okay.
started that way, and it totally messed me up. I couldn't even do my intro because I was
Yeah.
on the other side.
This is like when you're playing
Other side.
GoldenEye. You got to like have that certain like angle.
That certain angle, yeah. There you go.
Yes.
Trevelyan bottom left screen done.
Yes.
You know exactly what I mean. You got Odd Job up there in the top right corner.
Poor Odd Job.
Unbelievable.
His
Uh,
hitbox was effed up, man. But yeah, good.
We have to
Bugs.
give away. We have to give away this Vader Funko Pop. So
Rogue One, Darth Vader.
it's the last
Rogue One.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Jordan's favorite.
Yeah,
Rogue
talk
One,
about coming back to haunt me.
number 143.
Ugh.
I wish I could get a shot without the insane glare.
All of a sudden, like he's got like a 6-pack, and he's like got his broad
It's just
shoulders and,
regular.
like, thin
It's just
neck.
regular Darth Vader. Calm down.
Yeah. Super
It's-
powered.
It's 5 minutes after Rogue One. It's
Mhm.
episode 4 Vader.
He's much more agile all of a sudden. He's not breathing
Calm
as
down.
hard. He's
Calm
got, you know,
down.
it's like Yoda.
Good old
Yoda's all
Annie.
the flips.
He took his
With no
his
legs.
inhaler.
Like
It's
seriously,
just a
come on.
torso floating
It
around.
really it felt the same way that they did with Yoda. Okay, they're like, you know what? We're gonna throw in some fan service here, and people are gonna love it. And you know what? Everyone ate it up, but not this guy.
So
It's called the Force.
That should just be his end right there.
yeah,
That's
he's
it.
not
Just
coming
leave him
back.
out.
Yeah.
Just not this guy.
You
and
don't
then-
blaspheme on this show like that. I'm
Yoda
just
sucks. I'm just kidding.
kidding. All right,
Actually,
if
love
you can be the first person right now to DM me in Discord with the phrase "Jordan sucks," you can
Hold
win
on. Let
this
me do it.
Darth Vader Rogue One Funko Pop.
Do it.
And you also have to give me your contact info so I can mail it. And then also
Too much moisture on
Venmo
my fingers
me
from my cup.
$5
Whoa.
for shipping. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to
No,
pay me for shipping.
Just say Jordan sucks and boom.
All right. So, okay. So I don't know what to do here.
I need to know who
Okay.
says it first, though.
2 came in at the same time.
That's
Oh, man.
impossible.
Okay.
Everyone's waiting.
One
Yeah,
of
I
them had to
think-
come first.
I think we found no. They literally it just
Only
went
one
blah,
can hate me more.
blah, blah. So we can do one of two things because they were spelled differently. Both
Let's
spelled
You know what?
right.
Let me choose. Let me
Let's vote.
choose.
Okay. So
Hey, let Jordan.
Bios-
There you go.
Biosiv pinged in and he said Jordan sucks, all lowercase, and spelled sucks with an S or an X.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
I would say, is
Oh,
there
boy.
apostrophe S or what?
But then
apostrophe S is an automatic win, so it's okay. Next line. goes, go.
Plotimus, Casey Plot. He said Jordan sucks. Capitalized Jordan correctly,
Ooh.
but also capitalized sucks.
Ooh.
But he did
that's-
spell
that might be
sucks
worse.
right.
Oh, well. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Stop right there. I'm going to
Okay.
take this over.
Death match.
They're in an
Yes.
order on your screen. I hope you didn't read it in
Yeah.
that order, but we'll
Fight
pretend that you
to the
did.
death.
So let's just all pick number 1, number 2, whoever comes out
Or
on
you know
top.
what?
If somebody does come out on
All right,
top.
hold on. I'll do this more fair way.
Okay, valid.
You know what? Hold on. Let me one last request. One last request. One last request before we go on this. It's very
Quarter.
fair. I like the Two-Face route. Okay, I'm a Two-Face fan. I like the Two-Face route. You know what? I like the two-faced route better than my idea.
Okay,
Go
there
ahead.
you
Go. I'm
We
with
gotta
it.
hear
I'm all
your
in.
idea.
Mike
first,
wins. That's
okay?
why he's the host.
What's
I
your
just
idea, Jordan?
I actually wanted to see which one of them actually kind of agrees with me, because I bet you one of them does.
Ooh.
You know what? You guys can comment in if you agree with Jordan about your hatred for Rogue One. But
I don't hate
will
Rogue
add,
One. I don't hate
No,
Rogue One.
he
He
doesn't hate.
hates.
Yeah,
No,
he
you might
hates
as well.
Inhaler Vader.
he just
I
hates
hate-
the he hates the best scene of the movie.
I
You
hate the
can't-
obvious fan service.
You can't have your cake and eat it too, buddy.
I don't, dude.
Uh,
I eat the damn cake.
So you
I mean,
didn't like
it? Never
it.
made any sense to me. Like, why would you have a cake and not eat it? Like,
I know it's
it's my
literally
birthday. Oh, you know what? I
It's
have a
the
gluten
worst
allergy.
saying ever in the history
I have a
of
gluten
saying.
allergy.
bad.
Can't eat it.
Now, I left out one important thing to Casey's message that Biosiv did not have. Casey said Jordan sucks with improper capitalization of sucks.
Correct.
But then he
Use a
said ...
dash.
but I don't mean it.
Oh.
So at least he's got
Disqualified.
that going for you.
But to be fair,
And then
you did say message just Jordan sucks.
that's true.
Man.
Oh, we almost got Jordan to spit
And we
out
did
string.
not and we did not specify spelling errors.
And
either.
Cozy Contagion, he just messaged. He doesn't even qualify because he didn't listen. But he just, I agree with what he said though, so I'm gonna read it.
Goes to
He
contagion wins. Yeah, there it is.
He said he blows, which also
He blows.
He definitely wins. He obviously wins.
All right, let's flip the
Biosiv
coin.
did. He in his message he said didn't watch Rogue One. I felt like The Force Awakens was A New Hope, so I didn't watch any future ones.
That's fair.
So what we're gonna do?
George's about to lose it.
Yeah.
Like I hate hating things and then defending it.
right. Yeah. Right.
Like you're talking about politics. There it
All
is,
right.
right there.
Here
Yeah.
we go. Heads.
Okay.
Thank you. Heads is going to be Biosiv. Tails is going to be Casey.
We should take your word for this.
We can't
Oh,
see.
okay.
I hope you
Okay.
looked at it.
Okay.
Man, it was
All right. That was.
Let's
terrible.
not do the top of the hand. You don't need
Grace
top of
of
the
an
hand.
Too
angel.
late.
This is bad.
Too late.
Grace of an angel.
Gosh, can you flip a coin, bro? You got this. I believe in you.
It is a sideways heads.
Okay. Sideways heads it is.
It means everyone wins.
So you
It's
know
a
what?
tie.
No, that's not a tie. Biosiv wins. Congratulations, Biosiv. But I'm also gonna say, outside of the coin flip, if we're gonna get technical, Casey did message more than what was required. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yes,
You know,
and that's one of two
Hey,
things.
if we're gonna have
Good or a bad
rules,
thing. Yeah, we have rules.
That's
what's
kind
the point of
of
rules if you're not gonna follow them?
that's kind of BS though. I mean,
Do you want the
Jordan
Funko
just
Pop,
wants to
Jordan?
argue every point.
I mean, like I'll just send a bunch of dots. I win.
Yeah.
I message more.
Unbelievable. But anyways, we did the coin flip. Two-faced justice prevails. Biosiv wins. I'm sorry, Casey, but you still get a magnet. Anyone who DMs me before the show ends, which who knows when it'll end, if you DM me in Discord, you're getting a magnet. I'm going to mail you one of these super sweet, high-quality magnets for your Frigigator.
Oh yeah.
You should get it. They're amazing.
Custom.
But yeah, so guys, thank you so much for coming on. I'm gonna boot y'all out because I need to have another reflection session with my boy Nick. As always,
You do that. You have a nice long reflection.
yeah. Oh
You
my
do that.
gosh, you guys! I swear, can't take you anywhere. But no, thanks so much for coming on tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming on the shows when you do host. You know, helping us host shows, helping us come up with content ideas. You guys rule. The people love you, and you make our show much better when you're on it. So thanks, guys.
We love it.
Yes,
Thanks,
we
guys.
do. Thank you.
We'll see you guys later. Wow. What an
I'm just gonna
episode,
watch
huh?
them in the. I'm just gonna
Yeah, I
watch
hope
them in
that
the-
they just stay there because we can still see what you're doing.
Jordan's cried. He's flipping us off.
I'm glad I took him off the screen.
I know. He's so rude.
That. Even though we're not for children, that is just not for adults, sir.
Put it away, Jordan.
Ooh. Underfunded says, I'm so excited for a magnet.
Ooh, magnet emoji.
A glorious battle, BioCiv, Casey says. And indeed it was. And then Underfunded says, take care, gentlemen. So thanks again, Jordan and Chad. Love those guys. Love Coty and Bianca for being on. That was fun.
Yeah. It's like we spent like weeks planning this.
Yeah, which we totally did. We totally been planning this for so long, guys. You don't even know. Like, I'm just glad it all came together just the way we envisioned.
10 hours.
Yeah, if that. Or
today.
But yeah, man, I don't know. This has just been such a fun journey getting to do this podcasting stuff with you and with Jordan and Chad and Coty and Bianca and Aaron helping out and all the other people who have helped us out along the way. I got to ask you though, because we didn't talk about it before people came on. Do you have any like favorite episodes or moments on the show?
I think Analog Horror is still up there for me. That was just such a ridiculously fun episode. And I just feel like the creativity there was just like out of left field and we just winged it and it was great. But overall, like the Mandalorian Companion series, I think that was just...
Sorry, I got a random pop-up and I thought it showed up on screen. I was like, what the? Sorry.
But yeah, the Mandalorian Companion series is way up there just because got to introduce you to Star Wars and kind of exercise those muscles in a correct manner and not like a sweaty manner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the other thing I enjoy, and I think I was trying to say this earlier, is just how much people enjoy helping out on the podcast and doing things for us. Whether it's those two clowns coming down here and helping us, have an hopefully entertaining stream. And then obviously everyone that does things in the back office, if you will, from art to writing to just general ideas as we kind of push this whole thing forward. The Showboys umbrella, the brand, if you will.
Yes, and sorry if you're hearing my typing. I'm just trying to jot down all the people who are DMing me for magnets.
Yes.
So I don't forget, because I want you guys to have some cool Showboy swag for your refrigerators. Yeah, Analog Horror was such a fun episode. I think I'm kind of a little biased because it's just a thing that I love. I truly enjoy Analog Horror. But like you said, that was an episode that Coty was going to be on because he also shares a love for Analog Horror with me. And that's like right when life started getting crazy for him. So he wasn't able to make it on. And you, before that episode, kind of didn't know anything about Analog Horror. So I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a really rough episode, because I was hoping Coty, would be able to help, carry me through the episode.
Episode 6 is what it was. Yeah. And it was just an early test to our ability to somewhat run a podcast and episodes, which I don't know. It's just really good. And as far as a favorite moment, when you flipped your top franchise of all time on me, that's my favorite moment, hands down.
You were so annoyed.
I was so tilted.
I loved it.
I was so tilted. It was bad.
Yes, Dad feels. Spoiler alert. If you didn't listen to our top 5 film franchise episode, I don't remember what number that was, but
oh Lord.
Yeah, please watch that one, because I believe that was a live stream, right?
So I'm trying to remember.
I want to say it was, because
I think it was.
I remember seeing your facial expression and it was hilarious. So annoyed.
Beside myself.
Yes. Michael says Analog Horror ?
You'll love it.
It's a pretty obscure subgenre of horror that's mostly found like via web series on YouTube. Sometimes can bleed into like ARG type stuff on Twitter and things of that like, but it's mostly on YouTube. Some of the big hitters, Local 58 is a really good analog horror series. Gemini Home Entertainment is a really, really good and still active analog horror series, but you know, there's a few good ones out there. And the other thing about it is there aren't many like explanations of analog horror, which I found out as we were preparing for that episode. It was, I mean, I watch a lot of it, but like I tried to do some actual research on it, and there weren't many other people making content about analog horror that wasn't actually analog horror, if that makes sense. So yeah, check out that episode. It's really fun. And we also did something really cool for the intro of that episode that was fun to do. But yeah, I wonder, I'm trying to think. Well, I don't even know what I'm trying to think. I already know what my favorite episode and moment was, and I think you probably know what it is. You want to take a guess?
You mean Wendigoon?
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Shout out Wendigoon.
Wendy, bro. That was such a fun episode and like a dream come true for me. Which sounds really weird. But just being able to talk to somebody who I watch all the time was really cool. Like I never thought I would be able to do that. And you know, it's not like he's Brad Pitt, right? But like in the YouTube landscape, like now he's over 500,000 subscribers, which is pretty crazy. And at the time of coming on our show, he was over 400,000. So it's like just the fact that he would give a small, you know, channel like ours the time of day, right, to come and hang out for a couple hours was super cool. And it was just fun to pick his brain and listen to him tell stories and talk about his inspirations and things that he liked and stuff like that. Plus he was just a cool dude and really funny, and I laughed a lot and had a blast talking to him, and we all got to wear cool Hawaiian shirts. So
yeah.
And the fact that he thought that was actually funny, because that was, we didn't tell him about that.
That was our gamble. It's either going to be a very long, it was going to be good or very bad. And it was going to be a very short interview. He's like, okay, bye.
Yeah. Why are you guys wearing Hawaiian shirts like I do? But no, he actually thought it was funny. So that's great. That's probably my favorite episode for sure. Favorite moment would probably be the time that I made Jordan cry laughing on the Falcon and Winter Soldier Companion series. Oh, it was such a dumb joke too. I don't even really remember what it was, but he literally had tears rolling down his face, which was great, and a moment that I take a lot of pride and joy in. Yeah, dude. We got a couple listener comments, which is cool, so we can get those out of the way. And then before we end, because you know we'll wrap this up here in a few minutes. So again, if you haven't yet, DM myself or Pixel Nick in Discord to get one of our cool magnets. We will get them out in the mail this weekend. And if you're like, how do I DM you in Discord? I'm not in your Discord, or I don't even know what Discord is. We have a link in our episode description, and we might throw one in the chat right now. But join our Discord if you haven't already. It's a fun place to stay in touch with us and other listeners of the podcast and talk about, you know, all your favorite pop culture, gaming, and anything else you want to with us and other listeners. We got a cool little community growing there. But yeah, jump in there. DM myself or Pixel Nick. I'm Showboys Mike in Discord. And I'll get your contact info. Nick will get your contact info, and we'll mail out a cool little magnet for you. Here we go. Got a little comment. Michael, you guys ever want to stream some horror games? Let me know. Well, we'll
talk about that.
Might just let you know.
Yeah.
And then Jordan says it was the rings joke, Mike. It was the 10 rings joke. As the driver grabs the steering wheel.
He's dying right now.
Yes. So if you did not listen to our companion series on Falcon and Winter Soldier, I had a ridiculous theory that it was just all going to tie into Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings. The Mandarin was going to be the one behind the scenes pulling all the strings. And so every week I tried so hard to find a link and never did, obviously. But it would have been brilliant, though, if you ask me. In my humble opinion, would have been the best way to promote the Shang-Chi movie coming up. But yeah, every time I talk about it, Jordan would just laugh at me because it was absurd. And he knew it was never going to happen. But one time I broke him.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So the first comment from a listener is actually from my sister. So shout out Britt. Yeah, what's up? She said on Instagram, she said, favorite moment is when Peyton and Carson made an appearance. So yeah, those were actually really fun too. My two daughters have made their podcasting career debut here on Showboys. We
still owe Peyton an episode.
We do. She talks about it all the time. Yeah, we I had the first one was just Peyton, I think, and we talked about I don't even remember what movie it was. The Croods 2, maybe.
Yeah.
We went and saw that in theater, and she knows I do the podcast and she talks about it with me all the time. And the two girls actually love watching shows and movies too, and we take them to the theaters as often as we can. We went and saw The Croods 2, and it's like, hey, let's do a podcast, Peyton. Let's talk about the movie you watched and yeah, tell people if they should go watch it or not. So she came down here. We slammed out a podcast, like a 15-minute episode or so. And it was so funny. She is like such a natural at talking mainly because my wife is an Instagrammer and she's like famous on Instagram. So she just watches Becca make awesome Instagram content all day. So she's just like a natural with talking to the camera. But yeah, it was totally adorable. And then we did it again for Raya and the Last Dragon. It was pretty funny. So if you haven't seen those episodes, watch them because Peyton will make you cry laughing. So thanks, Britt, for commenting. That means a lot. And then we have one from Discord from our good friend Tom from Be Hero Fights. He says Analog Horror was a great episode. I got lost in the weeds there for a while. Glad you, yeah. I remember messaging you on Facebook talking about Analog Horror after you listened to that episode. Glad you found it to be a fun one. And I'm glad that you found some cool content to find entertaining. So it's the reason we do this. It's for you guys.
Yeah, the people.
Yeah. Underfunded says, my kids love the Croods. It's awesome that she did an episode. Yeah, dude, it's really funny. You should check it out. It's on YouTube and our Facebook. But yeah, dude. Like, what do we have some future plans coming up.
We're always working on something.
Some endeavors.
Yeah.
That don't involve trying to take your money.
That is now a passive endeavor that we will work at. But we will constantly try to make your money, or not, just your viewership,
your time,
go as far as it possibly can. So yeah, there's definitely we're always just kind of growing, expanding, right? Because obviously, as we talked about earlier on this episode, it all started with a very simple concept of what's watching, and me, Coty, and Mike, and we just talked about what we're watching on the very first episode. And, it grew to the point where we now do a video game related episode at least once a month. Some months it's 2 out of the 4 weeks, 2 out of the 4 Thursdays. Mike and I start streaming more. So just kind of as we keep doing more and more with our YouTube channel, with obviously all the content we push out, it's just everything's just splintering and branching. And that's like my favorite thing about this. It's just very organically growing. So we definitely have things that are always on the horizon, new and fun content.
Yeah. Yeah. So along with, our Thursday night weekly show, like we have the bi-weekly newscast, which is pretty fun. Short episodes, scripted content.
Every other Monday.
Yeah, it's fun and informational. I wouldn't say educational, but like you can keep in the know with all the latest rumors and news in the film and gaming industries. So that's fun. That's kind of spun off from our Thursday night show. We have the companion series shows, which are really fun, and we've done 3 now. We have the Mandalorian season 2, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then we just finished the Bad Batch.
Yep.
And that's something that we can plan on continuing to do for new shows, and even picking back up on like season 3 of the Mandalorian, season 2 of the Bad Batch, I'm sure. Rip Falcon and Winter Soldier. One and done, baby.
One and done.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're a listener out there and have listened to any of our companion series stuff, like let us know in Discord or on social media or here in the comments if you're in the live stream. Like, do you enjoy that style of show, right? The companion series, the breaking down the latest episode of a show that's releasing weekly. I love doing that stuff. So we'll continue it, I'm sure.
And we like to be selective with those, just because like it is an extra thing that we do. But we really do enjoy it. But we do have a 4th one geared up for the end of this year, hopefully. I mean, we've been talking about it. I don't know, it should work out. We gotta keep that Sunday at 9 p.m. slot filled.
That's right. What else? I mean, do we have other shows? Those are the only shows we do, right?
Really? Yeah.
I mean, we have our What's Playing video game episode, but that's on Thursdays. We do, we interview indie content creators, which has been super fun, and I hope to continue to do that once a month.
Our Thursday episodes are a lot of different types of shows.
Yeah.
Essentially, we have interviews. We touch on gaming. We talk about movies, shows, all over the place.
Yeah.
All things that we like.
And like Nick said, we've recently gotten into streaming games, making videos about games. Nick's put out a few Civ 6 videos. I just recently made a Pokemon Unite Jungle Guide video. I've been streaming Unite, every so often when I have time down here. Nick might be making a Valheim related video,
chipping at the Valheim content just to catalog our creations.
Yeah, we've tossed around the idea of a Valheim co-stream here on our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter of Nick and I Valheiming it up. Streaming, I think we're gonna dive into as a brand here.
Upcoming news on that front.
Yeah, relatively soon. I think we're gonna have an announcement or two to make regarding the streaming world. Yeah, we're we launched the Patreon today, and hopefully that will be something cool that will fuel some additional content that we want to create. We might be opening up a merch shop here soon, which would be really fun and a cool way to support us and rep the Showboys brand. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you have anything else?
I really don't. I mean, we just bring it to the table every Thursday, and we just dive into it. Obviously, tune in every Thursday at 9. And we try to keep everyone updated on what we're doing. Things are always changing week to week, but we definitely try to make time to make the podcast a thing and go strong.
Oh my gosh, dude! I totally forgot to say this at the beginning of the episode. But so go to those of you who are still here on the live stream. To those of you who sign up for our Patreon. We have the magnet, right? But we also have limited edition, same exact design of the Mosaic Showboys logo as a sticker, die cut, very nice sticker here. But we only have 10 of these. There's only 10 of these stickers made. So as a thank you to the first 10 people who become patrons for Showboys, you're gonna get one of these nice mosaic logo stickers, which there are only 10 of. So whenever we get stickers made, because a sticker is a perk of the Patreon tiers, they'll be our normal black Showboys logo. So
yep.
Yeah, as a nice thank you to the first 10 people who sign up, we wanted to give you that nice cool sticker design. So I want to say we have already gotten 2 people to sign up on Patreon already during the episode. So
sure did.
Thank you to you lovely people, and you'll be getting one of these special edition mosaic stickers. So yeah, I kind of totally forgot to mention that to start. But yeah, I guess we're kind of dragging on here. We're almost at 3 hours, and for some reason, there's still people tuned into the live stream. I don't know how you guys do it, but we appreciate it so much. We hope that you had fun with us tonight. We had fun just kind of reflecting and talking to all the people that help us out and introducing you to some new faces that, if you're a new listener, you might know Jordan and Chad, but, you got to meet Bianca, who makes our lovely thumbnails for our streams and our social media posts. You got to, you didn't get to see Coty's face, but you got to hear his lovely voice, one of the original co-hosts of the show. And, and we can't forget about Erin, who helps us out with our artwork as well. She's very much appreciated, even though she, didn't want to come on the show, which, someday maybe.
She did. She did put in the work, and she made a Lego tissue box holder.
Look at that. It's beautiful. That is a very nice tissue box.
Right? Look at that.
It's wonderful. And don't tempt me, Michael. I'll do it.
Just keep going.
I'll do it, bro. Yeah, Aaron, thank you so much. And then we can't forget about former Chief Mod, Ryan, Fortress Tiberius.
And Hobbs.
Thanks for joining us, Hobbs. But yeah, we'll see you next week, I guess.
Yeah, episode 51. Let's do it.
In the meantime, don't forget to join our Discord. Last chance. As soon as the live stream ends, no more free magnets. So if you haven't yet, please DM myself or Nick. Get yourself a free magnet. Otherwise, hope to see you in Discord. Subscribe if you enjoyed what you heard. We'll see you next week. We'll leave you.
We'll be talking about weird gaming history with Chad. It'll be a What's Playing episode.
It should be real fun.
Yeah, looking forward to that one, as always.
For sure. Enjoy this slapping theme song and have a wonderful evening. Good day.
Package them up.
Bro.
Mail them out.
Hobbs over there getting down to the theme song. Saw him wagging his tail.
Oh, yeah. He loves it.